Here we go, here we go, here we go. Wednesday stream. At least one of them. Daniel Barry. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Ooh. That is hot. I'm gonna peek at the news. Robert F. Kennedy to address America on Friday. Is that tomorrow? That's Friday. No, today's Wednesday. Expected to drop out of the race. I didn't even know he was seriously in the race. So I don't know how this is even the top headline. Okay, they're finding people from that yacht. Still one missing. DNC, Ukraine, Israel, Gaza. And that stuff. Okay, let me check tweets. Well, this one says calling someone privileged because they are white is judging someone by the color of their skin. It's a meme with those words on it. Let me see if there's anything else I want to share. Yeah, I think so. Or do I? People who aren't creative don't even understand what creativity is. They mistakenly believe explorative activity is creativity. Similarly, people who aren't logical don't even understand what logic is. They mistake their emotions for reason. I don't think I could add more to that. All right, that's the tweets. So my title today came from I'm still doing doing the Jesus thing, trying to, not, and I'm still making my way through this Jesus and Yahweh book from Harold Bloom. And there's a passage I came across today that really stood out to me, and I thought I wanted to share it, and because it kind of says a lot of what I've been trying to say, kind of, and maybe why I find it so hard to find this Jesus. Here we go. Whoever you are, you identify necessarily the origins of yourself more with Augustine, Descartes, and John Locke, or indeed with Montaigne and Shakespeare, than you do with Yahweh and Jesus. That is only another way of saying that Socrates and Plato, rather than Jesus, have formed you, however ignorant you may be of Plato. The Hebrew Bible dominated 17th century Protestantism, but 4 centuries later, our technological and mercantile society is far more the child of Aristotle than of Moses. So that's the passage, and I would agree. The 3 figures it names is Yahweh, Jesus, and Moses. I think we are more Platonic and Aristotelian than we are Mosaic. I think there are subsections of our society that would like us to be more Mosaic than we are, or Yahwistic. But I think modern society more or less is descended from Athenian democracy, Greek rationalism. Our religious side, our mythological side, our stories that give us meaning or illuminate our life and our experiences perhaps could be Hebraic and Christian and Islamic, whatever. But oh, that does remind me, I did want to show something else. I came across this very interesting poll on religion. I think it's from Pew. Yeah, by party affiliation. I found this very interesting. I want to even make sure I'm reading it right. So let's look at this. And this is what is the date on it? Let me see if I can find a date. I don't know how recent it is because I only have the charts themselves. But okay, percent. Hang on, is this the one? Oh, this is religious people. So these are people that are religious. And what party they identify. 37% of religious people identify Republican. 44% identify Democrat. And then by religious group, look, Buddhist. I can't really make out the number. Is it 86, 66? A lot of percent is Democrat or leans Democrat, which that tracks with my experience. There's a lot of Buddhists up here too. Catholic, look at this. 44% of Catholics are Democrat. 37% lean Republican. That seems odd to me. Like the Catholics I know growing up and even now were very conservative. Evangelical Protestant, 56% Republican, 28% Democrat. Hindu, historically black Protestant, look, 80% the black Protestant churches are religion, Democrat. Jehovah's Witness, look how non-political they are, 7% Republican, 18% Democrat, still more on the Democrat by over half, over twice. Jewish, I think that's 64% Democrat. Protestant, look how split it is, 44% and 40%. Mormon, even more than the evangelical Mormons, 70% Republican, 19% Democrat. Muslim, 62 Democrat. Look at the Orthodox, 44% Democrat, 34% Republican. Unaffiliated, 54% Democrat. Is all the religion on the Democrat side except for the evangelical Protestants have 56%. They're majority Republican by just over a half, and then Mormons. But every other religion, their members lean Democrat more than they lean Republican. These are pretty standard all the way through. Belief in God, you have a little bit more religious than the independent, or the ones that lean neither way is a little more median, and then you get a little lower percent on the Dems. Importance of religious life. So see, in Republicans, religion is still more important, 61%, than it is Democrats, even though there are more religious people that identify as Democrats. So stuff like this seems pretty uniform. Attendance at church service, you can see the same pattern. Frequency of prayer, same pattern, etc. So all the way down. So I thought that was interesting too, in line with that comment of living more in a secular, possibly humanist society. Certainly technocratic. I will give you the technocratic. The Gesellschaft, I believe the Germans call it. There's Gemeinschaft and Gesellschaft. In fact, let me get an AI summary on that. Oh, I'm going to put the link after this. This is open panel. I'm not going to spell it right, but Gesellschaft and Gemeinschaft are two German terms that have been widely used in sociology and anthropology to describe different types of human society. They were introduced by German sociologist Ferdinand Tönnies in his 1887 work. Gemeinschaft is a type of society characterized by strong social bonds, kinship ties, communal values. In a Gemeinschaft society, individuals are deeply connected to each other through shared traditions, customs, and experiences. Relationships are often personal, intimate, and based on trust. Examples of Gemeinschaft societies might include small villages, rural communities, or close-knit families, or online communities. I grew up in a Gemeinschaft type society. I remember them by Gemein as mine, which is more personal, and gazelle shaft, which is the other type we looked at. I think of a herd of gazelles. Um, Gemeinschaft is the type that I try to build and that we talk about on here of wanting and trying to build. Then you have Gesellschaft. This term refers to a type of society characterized by weak social bonds, by individualism, and by rational self-interest. In a Gesellschaft society, individuals are more focused on their own personal goals and achievements. Relationships are often impersonal, based on contracts or agreements, and motivated by economic or utilitarian considerations. Examples of Gesellschaft societies might include large cities, industrial nations, or modern bureaucracies. Seattle certainly fits this description. Reminds me of the whole city is like living inside of a giant machine or bureaucracy, and everybody is so impersonal. Nobody makes personal connections there. That's like taboo. Um, and I suspect people that talk about like the system or whatever the deep state, the new world order, it's this gazelle shaft society that not only do I think is impending, but we already live in many areas. Um, and there are legitimate criticisms to be made of this particular type or form of society without taking it to the conspiracy level or the corruption level, etc. Like this form of society on its own is pretty impersonal and dehumanizing, even though it's designed to support individualism. It is important to note that Toney's concepts were idealized and that real-world societies often exhibit elements of both Gemeinschaft and Gesellschaft. Correct. However, the distinction between these two types of society provides a useful framework for understanding the different ways in which people can organize themselves socially. Hey, Pat, what's up? Oh yeah, the link, right. All right, here we go. Open panel. Alrighty. Okay, there you go. The link is in there. It should be pinned. And we are off, open. Off and running, open and running. Something. Y'all can come up now. I'm thinking of these membership tiers. Hey folks. Hey Chuck. Good day, folks. Um, yeah, so we do have memberships now. I'm supposed to promote them. That's one of the things YouTube recommends is to talk about them in your videos. So here's me talking about that we have memberships. I set it at the lowest tier. It's just to show support for the channel. If you believe in what I'm doing and want to help out or contribute just a little bit, it gives you the green name. It gives you a badge. So the longer you're a member, the more your badge changes a different color. And there's going to be polls that are open to members only that you'll be able to participate in. So that's just the basic level of support. But I'm thinking of how to offer other tiers, and I'm thinking of two types because there's ways to. Oh, thank you, Celia. Thank you. I do enjoy being like I wouldn't do this if I didn't enjoy it and get something out of it, and that's because of you all. So thank you. I consider it a collaboration or maybe even a symbiosis. But I can do like members only, different types of streams. So I could do like a drama only stream where people can they pay a certain tier and they maybe like 2 drama streams a week, members only drama streams, and those that want the drama, I can have it for that tier, and then you could set the chat where only the members can comment and chat, and then I can have like another tier with educational content about mental health, neurodivergence, autism. We can have deep dive topics and conversations that I could set the chat to have to be for those members. And so I could start separating out the different types of content and have a general, because first and foremost, I'd say what this is more than anything else, I provide a space. So what type of space that is can maybe vary, but at the very least, it's a space. And the basic membership helps to keep just that space going. And then I can tailor that space for specific community needs as well. And that's where those other tiers come in. So I've been thinking about all of that too. And as usual, I would love input and feedback from the community and your ideas too. Somebody suggested like call-in streams or one-on-one streams as part of membership perks, or like Q&As, AMAs, which I pretty much do here anyway. So stuff like that, like whatever your ideas are, I'm open to them, and if I can work them into these different tiers, I'll find a way if it fits in. So that's what's going on with that, and other than that, I'm just trying to keep. Speaking of, I'm just trying to keep the conversations at a certain level.
Yeah, what's up, man?
What's up? I like your shirt.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Are
Yeah.
you golfing today? What's that outfit?
No, I just it's funny because you know what the funniest thing is that people always say real men don't wear pink. Dude, pink is one of my favorite colors. Like I love pink. Like I do. And anybody who's afraid to wear they would deem a feminine color is suspect on their own.
It looks good. I personally hate pink partly for
Yeah.
that reason, but it looks
Yeah.
good on you. I'm not going to lie. And I remember a trend like about 89, 90, maybe 91, where
Yeah.
all the football players were wearing pink shirts. They had pink shoelaces. Like they were, like all the butch alpha jocks were wearing your color right there, the pink.
And the pink is a very big thing in like breast cancer. Like a lot of people wear the pink
Hmm.
ribbons and stuff like that. And I actually have a family member that had breast cancer. So I mean, like I said, but I just think it's a pretty color. I think it's cool. I mean, I think it's just, and if you have olive skin, or darker features, the lighter colors contrast
That's
with
what I
it.
was going to say. It looks good with
Yeah,
your complexion,
yeah, I
particularly.
appreciate it. Yeah, but that was just funny because I had a friend of mine. He's like, "You're wearing pink. What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "What? It's a color, bro. Chill." And like, why does it bother you so
I mean, of
much?
all the things people are wearing today, expressing
Yeah,
themselves with, that
right.
seems pretty
Yeah,
harmless now.
I love it. I love it. I have it's just this is Polo. Polo does a lot of pink stuff, and
Yeah.
I like it. It's like reminds me. This reminds me of strawberry ice cream. It's like my favorite thing in the world. I love strawberry ice cream. But
Oh,
yeah.
really?
How's your day going?
Pretty good. I just start. What time? It's Oh wow! It's almost 2 in the afternoon.
Goodness gracious.
Just getting it started, really.
So you're a few hours behind. It's almost 5 o'clock here. So
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
So
Oh
you're.
wow. Yeah. I'm West Coast.
I
You're
just
East.
got home. Yeah, I just got home. But yeah, it's awesome, man. But what were you talking about? What's your topic? What do you want to focus on?
We can do anything. I was talking about, well, like how much Jesus informs modern Western culture and society more than Plato and Socrates and the Greek philosophers and the tradition that descended from them. And I think that's true. We're more of that tradition than we are Mosaic or
Yeah.
Yahwistic.
And it's really cool because the philosophers really helped boost, research into Christianity, into Catholicism, into, the Muslim religion. Like they would the philosophers basically would try to break it down, if you agree. And
They help formulate it too. A lot of Christianity is reformulated Platonism.
and I never understood, Jeff, if you can educate me, because I never understood the Orthodox Church. That's to me that's like a tricky thing. The Greek Orthodox,
Well,
it's
I do know that there's Orthodox people out there in the community that could probably come up and talk about it, but there's this online You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put this video that Benjamin Boyce did recently with Jay Dyer that I was very surprised to see him do.
Yeah.
Um, because Jay Dyer has kind of this little online Ortho Bro cult that's Orthodox, but people tell me that the internet version of Orthodox is not representative of actual Orthodox if
Mhm.
you went in person and joined the religion. And
Sure.
so I would love to hear from some actual Orthodox people, but I have a hard time separating them out from the Ortho Bro cult that is online because most of them are Ortho Bros.
And Jeff, before you started, aren't the Russians Orthodox as well? This
Yeah, I
Russian
think there's
Orthodox?
Russian, there's
Yeah.
Russian Orthodox, there's Greek, because it's the part like after the Roman Empire split, isn't it the part that stayed
From what I can gather, yeah.
true to
But it's
its version of Christianity?
yeah,
Where
yeah.
is
It's like
this video?
their own split off of what they understand. It's kind of like Mormonism or any any of these other.
But I thought it was the original. Like they see Catholicism as the split
Yeah.
off.
I think the originals were the Greeks. I think the Greek Orthodox Church was the original. I think in Orthodox, and then I think I think, and I could be wrong, that the Russians came separate. In other words, they came after Russian Orthodox. But the Greeks, I mean, the Greeks are the first recorded people. Recorded, like in other words, with their mythology and all their.
Well, we have the Epic of Gilgamesh, which is Sumerian,
Yeah,
and we have records like non-literary,
yeah.
legal records,
And there's
monetary records from
and
other
there's people
cultures.
and there's people that say, Jeff, there's people that claim that the Persians were the first. The Persians go so far back, which is basically modern day Iran, the Persians, so it's so much to take in.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see. Orthodox Christianity is one of three main branches. I'm trying to find the history. Oh, well, it doesn't have a single authority like the Pope. The Catholic
Mm,
Church has the Pope. So Orthodoxy is governed by a communion, they call it autocephalous, of
mm.
self-governing churches. So it's not centralized above that.
Jeff, let me ask you this. Don't you think it's kind of strange? And like I said, I'm only spitballing, but do you think it's kind of strange that the Pope is the one who's supposed to control every church that's Catholic? Like I don't know.
I don't know what you mean by control, though,
Like in
because
other words,
it's
set the rules for every single person. Have to dictate every single church. I mean, there has to be some. I mean, there has to be some kind of like freedom to where maybe one priest thinks differently than another one. Maybe. But to have to follow a rule book almost hamstrings you into thinking these things, and it doesn't give you free thinking. That's the only question I have for you. I think that anybody who's religious, who believes in some kind of higher power, should be able to free think without rules on your back. You know, Going to a higher power means that you're learning how to develop into a better person.
well, some people free think themselves right out of Christianity in the first place.
Yes,
So how much free thinking does a Christian, any
you're
Christian,
right.
want really?
You're right. Jeff, how confusing is this stuff, bro? This is the most confusing. Like, God is the most confusing thing ever. Like, you're like ripping your head off. Like
It's
when
not
you,
confusing to me
yeah,
because it's
yeah,
imagined by the human brain. So
yeah,
it's part of the same thing that gives us art and creativity,
yeah,
and none of that's confusing to me when I see it for what it is.
yeah. Do you think it's a catalyst to be a better version of yourself? It's a catalyst to be like a better person.
I guess it depends on the God, but I think it could
Yeah,
be if you pick the right God.
yeah, yeah. And I love having these conversations with you because there's no judgment. It's like we believe in two different things, but there's no judgment. It's just like we're just asking each other questions, like, "What do you think about this? What do you think about that?" And it's just like it's interesting, and I do believe there is a higher power. That's what I believe. I don't know what you want to call him, or people say her. I'm just saying this is what people
God,
say.
I hope
I
not.
don't care what it is. As long as there's something up there that created me, that loves me, I'm going to show it
So
respect.
you're not comfortable with the whole monkey thing?
A monkey,
knowing
as
that you're
in
a monkey
hominins. Were we hominins at one time?
and descended from, like, you want to be special of this created being, because you know
Yeah.
that supposedly that we were created to replace the angels. We were like the angels 2.0, because after they fell,
Yeah.
he's like, okay, I'm going to create humans, and they're going to
Yeah.
surpass. There's my next version
Sure.
of creation, and so you lose that kind of if you go with the monkey thing.
And you're right. And that's the difficult thing. So Jeff, check this out real quick. I'll unpack it real fast. So there's two theories. There's Adam and Eve, right? So God created these two beings that are human in his image. Okay. And then you have the theory of hominids, monkeys, that were
Hey,
basically
I'm being told.
altered into evolution. So, what do you really believe? So were we created in this body, in this
Okay,
level? Yeah.
just look at, like, just not a third party observer like alien from another planet, just glancing at it briefly to decide from those two options. I see so much diversity in humans. There's deformities, there's abnormalities, genetic defects, and there's also that in the animal kingdom. So I see a lot of parallels between what I see in humans and animal, and they don't all seem like created in the image of this divine. Like, if this divine creator was creating, they would look more uniform and it would be more obviously in the image of something divine. But it looks more diverse, much like nature looks, and much like the animal kingdom looks. And the parallels look more, to me, in line with animals, the animals that I see, like the monkeys, more than anything divine, except maybe in our art and our creativity.
And I think you're gonna, Jeff. I think you're gonna somewhat agree with this when I say this. So if we were truly made in God's image, if Adam and Eve were made in God's image, we would be perfect. We would be basically all
If
knowing.
God is perfect, does it say that
Yeah.
part?
Doesn't say
Or
it.
are
They
we
say
just assuming?
yes. In the Bible, it says God's a jealous God. But
Because
if you
he's not even omniscient in the Bible or omnipotent, because he has to go and look at things and go find things out.
but if I look at the way that we act, the way that we act, even on YouTube, even in wars, even in with our own friends and families, we are animalistic. We are animals. We are.
That's
We
so
have.
obvious. You can watch babies, you watch like toddlers play together and see it before they're even socialized. You could see it.
Yeah. So maybe, allegedly, maybe the truth is that we were hominids. We were apes. We were monkeys, and then we just kept evolving. And a theory is that we evolved because of the different cultures and temperatures and people.
Yeah, all kind of factors.
Yeah, yeah. So I
But
mean,
natural selection, like, some survived, and this is what
it,
survived. So,
if you ask me, if you believe in God, I believe humans are not godlike. They're not, because we're evil and we are animalistic,
yeah, but
and
where
we
did that come from?
from hominids, like basically,
But
you
where did
still
all
hear.
that come? If there's a creator, where did all that?
I
Now we're at the
know.
problem of evil.
It's the what was that, the $100,000 question, that old talk show from the game show from like the '70s, the $100,000 question. It's like no one's gonna ever really know. It's like Jeff. It's
Sam,
like
let me hang on. Let me address this from Sam. I'm monetized now, and so y'all are able to get very creative with those super chats. I honestly don't know what I'm capable of or what my price is. I probably won't be convinced to censor anybody, but you can always type an offer. We can negotiate a price and make it happen. And of course, that's with my panelists' consent, such as Wildart. Welcome.
salute.
Hello. What's
Y'all
there?
have the ability to attempt to affect the channel now. This is a
Yeah,
capitalist venture.
go for it. Go for it. Make some money, brother. I never. I got kicked off before, and I never get mad. As long as you have me back up, I never get mad.
Can I charge people to come up here and confront you with all the stuff that I don't let them confront
Sure,
you with?
of course.
Okay.
I can
There you
hold
go.
my own.
That's an option too.
Yeah.
Welcome, Wildheart. What's up?
Hiya. How's it going?
Oh, pretty good. Talking about God and
Yeah,
monkeys.
I've been watching for a little bit.
So Wildheart, let me ask you a question, and salute to you. Nice to meet you, brother.
Yeah,
Where do you think creation came from? Do you think it was two rocks hitting together? Do you think it was Adam and Eve? Do you think it was just,
I
hominid?
don't think there was a creation. I'm an atheist. I don't think anyone created anything.
So monkeys
Yeah,
are
eventually
apes.
we got to monkeys. Yeah, and humans are still apes, by the way. Yeah.
Now, do you think of the theory of, and I'm going to ask you this, it's a theory, it's not, but remember the movie Prometheus, where it
I
basically,
didn't see it.
Prometheus basically shows, the builders, the creators. These are
Yeah.
extraterrestrials that come and they seeded the human DNA, and to make us go from hominids, go into what we are now.
This
So
is a
that's
movie, like a fiction movie.
Prometheus. Bro, if you haven't seen Prometheus, Jeff, it'll blow your hair back, bro.
Maybe I'll
Prometheus.
watch it today. Let's see.
Yeah.
But that, even if that was true, it only puts the problem back one step because the aliens would have had to evolve. And if there's no God but aliens, then you're just putting the problem back one step. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
Well,
So
here's the question I have: how come the monkey people like me and Wildheart, or how come the God people, the ones that were created in this divine image, struggle so much more with this sin and this animal nature than people that actually acknowledge that they come from monkeys and have this nature? It seems less of a struggle for us.
what do you think, bro?
What do I think? I don't know.
No,
I find it curious that it's the Christians that most seems to struggle with what we would identify as our primal or animalistic nature.
Yeah. Because it's almost like you're almost fighting your own urges, right? Does that make sense, Jeff? Like you want to be debaucherous, you want to go out, you want to go have that crazy
Yeah,
fun.
there's a way to have all of that without, like, you don't
But
have
then-
to necessarily fight it.
no, I disagree. I think basically atheists and Christians do the same thing. Christians just feel bad about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They
it
both
looms.
do
It
bad
looms.
things. Yeah, it's because they're taught that it's a sin and it's against God, and they both do good and bad things. I
Well,
think.
put it this way, I
everything-
don't fight mine. I guess gay people learn that very early. The value of
Well,
not fighting.
I could tell you this: having people, and yes, I do have gay friends, and I have gay family members. They're much more accepting and much more open. In other words, it's a joke. It's like straight people have like a closed butthole, and that's not talking about anything sexual. It's like basically
I've used similar language.
Makes sense.
There's
Not
an
wanting to open
uptightness,
up.
a certain puckeredness.
It's just funny, but it's like a lot of people that are of other sexual preferences, they're more open because they've been through
Some though,
lot.
I can be a prude. Like for a gay
Some.
person, my
Some.
gay friends find me very prudy.
some, but you're more accepting of someone that's different than you. A lot
I
of
try not
times-
to kink shame. I may
Yeah.
make a face, but I try not to kink shame.
say, what's that donkey doing in here? No, I'm just joking. No, the whole thing is that when you go through injustice, when you go through people putting you through the ringer, you have more sympathy for other people going through the
It's
same
true.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Even
that's-
Donald Trump, like sometimes when
Yeah.
I see him getting too unfairly attacked, it even makes me have feelings for him that I never thought I would have.
And that's why, Jeff, you look out for me because I'll be on panels sometimes and they're just, and Jeff's like, look, stop.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow, Chuck. Okay, I get to do my thing. This is the ghetto version for now, but I'm gonna hopefully get a better version at some point. Hang on, let me see if I can pull this off. Let's get the music going.
Let's go.
Let
do it.
us share this screen. Look at that, Chuck. Thank you.
Making it rain.
All right.
Making it rain.
And that gives like more new members. Good. The more members, because I'm gonna do I have the ability to do members only polls, and I can do Members only chats too.
Yeah. You're growing, man. You're growing.
So the more members, the more opportunities.
Yeah.
Twerk. Actually, Fatty made that clip for. He chopped it off a stream and made it for me. Um,
Yeah.
I need to ask my black friends because I'm not quite sure how twerking works. I know there's a documentary on it, but do you have to have an actual ass to twerk?
Yes.
Is that
you
a
have to have
so
you
no
have-
ass, no, you're not going to pull off twerk. Okay. Sorry, guys.
To do a good twerk, I think anyone can twerk. It's whether it's a good twerk or not. That's
Yeah, I
So
have a-
hip bones don't count. Just like pivoting your hip bone back and forth.
It's got Jeff. It's got a jiggle and it's got a slap. And it's got to
Oh, well, it might slap.
Yeah, man. No, that's like the internet is like.
Oh,
famous
see,
for
we're
stuff.
already giving it. Thank you. Shady's reminding us that we were supposed to be talking about God. We're already giving into our carnal nature. See how it works?
Why not?
Of course, you are on the panel of a Satanist.
Jeff, you can pray. You can pray to the twerking God. There's a twerking
Big
God.
Frida. Big Frida.
That's natural transition. Yahweh twerking. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Have
You
the
know-
spirit. It's just getting the body. The flesh is what's not
You know
even
what's funny?
weak. It's not even there.
I never liked girls with really big butts. I was never into that. I like, you know what I love about a woman? I love a woman's eyes and her lips. Eyes and lips. That's like, her beauty. That's what I
Tommy,
like.
where are you?
Oh, I'm at my job. Want to see a cool car?
Yeah. Oh, wow. I love seeing this.
Hold on, let me change my
Tommy, that
camera.
car's stolen, bro. You stole that car. Don't lie.
Who's more Italian, you or Mike?
It would
I
be
am.
me.
I'm
Could be me.
100% Sicilian.
So am I.
Look at this, Jeff.
Wow.
Bug.
That's a beaver. That's 10
That's a
points. And a red
beetle.
one is a beaver cleaver. It's 50
It's
points.
a
You get to
beetle.
punch the
It's all
person.
converted over, dude.
Wow.
What is it?
Volkswagen Beetle.
Is it 4-wheel drive, Tommy?
Yeah. Look, it's like
Holy
the Batmobile, dude.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's yours or you're just working on it?
Nah, it's my boss's.
Oh.
He works on it. This is a
Wow.
442 right here.
Is that yours?
Is that a Challenger? Oh shit! Is that a Challenger?
Yeah, this is an older one. This is like a customer's car that we're restoring.
A 442. That car is fast as you know what.
Yeah, it's old.
Yeah.
I
got some
kind of
bubble
like
on
that aesthetic. You don't
Yeah.
see that much anymore.
Yeah, they don't make
That-
bumpers like these anymore, dude.
Wow.
Is it a Hemi?
It's-
Tommy, is it a Hemi?
Nah, 442.
Okay. Oh, 442. Okay.
An old
I don't know if they made it. Okay, gotcha. Look at that fucking thing.
Man, look at that glass.
Look at the old school seating. What is that? Shit, it's not leather. What is it?
Vinyl.
Vinyl. Yeah.
Yeah, it's vinyl.
Wow.
The great thing about the vinyl is, Tommy knows, the great thing about the vinyl is it never really wears. Like the vinyl lasts forever. Like everyone, I want leather, but then leather dries out, it cracks, it rips.
It
But
does.
the vinyl, man,
Hey, Leggy, welcome.
yeah, you can
It does-
shoot the vinyl and it's still going strong.
Yeah, man. I'm almost done. Another hour. But it's like dead, Nothing to do.
Drops off. Yeah, it drops off a little bit.
Yeah, there's nothing to do.
Yeah. So you get paid when you're on a job, right? Like you get the mechanic hours and stuff like that.
Well, I get paid like a flat hourly rate, and then I get paid on the parts I sell and the work
Yeah.
I do.
That's
So
it. You got to upsell.
I get
I
like
told
a
you.
commission, I guess.
I told you my boy Derek, he works at it's called A&E, and it's only exotic cars. So Ferraris and Maseratis and Porsches.
Yeah.
So and he makes a really good living, but you have to have so much knowledge. These are the most difficult cars to work on. He said
Yeah.
it's the biggest pain in the ass in the world to work on these cars.
Yeah. That thing I just showed you was all fabricated. Like everything was made. Like brackets were made, everything was welded, and it's pretty cool.
No, that's neat. That's a cool bug, man. That really
Yeah.
is. That's why I asked you it was 4-wheel drive, because those shocks and struts look like they're 4-wheel drive.
Leggy, let us know your new channel and I could share it for you.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, it's good.
Well, you know what, Liz, y'all are in control now. I don't know if you know this. We have super chats, so you can attempt to influence the panel, and the smart people will negotiate it ahead of time before they spend their money.
Yeah. Sorry. The haters are gonna hate. It's all good. What else is going on, guys?
I don't mind exploiting. I'm a Satanist. I can exploit the more negative primal emotions.
You evil bastard, you.
I don't mind being a hate
Dahmer
merchant, I
Dahmer
guess.
was a Satanist.
Was
Dahmer was?
Yeah, he had an altar.
Oh,
Hmm.
he was probably his
You know
very
what?
own
I
version
want
of it.
to. Right. I want to ask Jeff, and everybody. I want to ask you something. What do you think about Santeria? You know about Santeria?
I know a
Yeah,
little
it's
bit about it. I remember the Brownsville murders.
So apparently, Santeria is a Latin form of black magic, and it's. I went to my friend Elias's house. I think I was 12 or 13 years old, and she had an altar. She had an altar in a spare room, like with like a little cup with blood in it. Yo, they kill chickens. Santeria, and it's yo. I was like, I didn't know what I was looking at. So look into that and research that because that's Santeria. That's
For what?
it's just it's a form of religion, but
Oh.
it's they pray to some different deity or something like that. I don't know. It's just if you're, I never understood it. I never really understood what it was. I just stayed away from it. Yeah.
I mean, Christianity is like based on like blood magic, you know.
They have
Yeah.
sacrifices, Mike, and stuff.
Like Jesus Christ, it's the blood of Christ what saves you and all that. Basically the same thing. It's a different God.
Tommy's right. They sacrifice animals very much like voodoo. It's like it's a form of like voodoo. They sacrifice the animal. They take the blood.
Kill.
The gangs worship that. The gangs, like a lot of the gangs do. I heard.
Here, you know what? I can ask the AI. Give us a summary.
It'll say that the gangs, I guarantee it, like a lot of gangs, 18th Street, MS-13 maybe even. I'm not sure.
Afro-Caribbean developed in Cuba during the late 19th century. It's a syncretic blend of the traditional Yoruba religion and Roman Catholicism.
Mhm. Yeah. But they sacrifice animals. They do chickens. They do goats. They do all kinds of stuff. And I guess they claim that from what I looked at, like the blood is like symbolistic. I don't know. I've never seen an animal sacrifice. I've ever seen
Yes, they
like,
do sacrifice animals, but not as frequently or in the same way as some might perceive. It's a significant
Yeah.
part of Santeria, but it's not a random it's performed under specific circumstances,
Mhm.
often as a part of a larger ritual or to fulfill a vow. The animals sacrificed are typically goats, chickens, pigeons, or doves. Pigeons.
Yeah. There you go.
It nourishes the
Wow.
deities. They carry it out in a humane manner. They often choose to slaughter the animals themselves, using methods intended to minimize suffering. In some parts of the world, including the U.S., it has faced legal challenges. However, courts have generally recognized Santeria as a legitimate religion and protected its practices. It's important to note that this is a complex issue with religious, cultural, and legal dimensions.
Yeah. It's just going to your friend's house in high school, and you walk past a room, you look over, and there's like this altar. You're like, what the hell is that? Like
I had
you
an
don't
altar.
even.
They
Yeah.
would have seen that at my house. I had
Yeah.
a little
Exactly. I was
Wiccan
gonna ask.
altar.
That's what I was
Yeah.
saying, Jeff. That's what they had. They had an altar, but I mean, I think Dahmer was using like real. He was trying to use real skulls and stuff. I mean, he was on another level. He was
Yeah,
obsessed
he
with
was
Exorcist 3. Yeah.
He was mental
Yeah.
illness.
Yeah, he was mental.
Tommy, he wasn't a Satanist. He was a psychopath. That dude was
Yeah.
crazy, bro. Wasn't
I
he
know he
eating?
was.
Wasn't he eating people?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to
yeah.
talk about him though. We could go to
Oh
some
my
more
Well, we
God.
pleasant.
consume Jesus. I mean, we do, guys. We consume Jesus. You know.
I was
Oh,
gonna
wait.
say that.
Do you, Mike? Do you take communion, Mike? I was about to ask you
No,
that
I
yesterday.
don't. No, I don't. I don't go to
You
Catholic.
never do? You never
I
ever
have in
do?
the past. I have in the past.
I was just curious.
Yeah, you eat the
I do
wafer.
every Sunday.
You drink
You were the
wine.
one that started talking about God, but you're also the one that keeps bringing it on these very ungodly conversations. So I find that interesting too.
I know, my
Yeah.
bad.
Christian
But
psychodynamics.
No, but
I do every Sunday. Yeah.
But I remember everybody. I remember going and eating putting the wafer under your tongue. You can't bite it. You have to put it under your tongue.
Well,
You
you
can't
you
bite it.
can bite it. It melts pretty fast. But I was an altar boy, so I had the like unconsecrated hoe. We had a bag. It was a big plastic bag like you get at Sam's,
Oh,
and
you
you
were an
could
altar
eat
boy.
those
Nice.
because they weren't consecrated yet. So they were just bread,
Yeah.
like bread.
And at the church
What
I
is it?
went to,
Bread flakes or whatever that they
at the
I
church
was
I went to,
Catholic as well. They
So
always
he would
stick the
let us snack on those, and they would melt under your tongue. I would wait till they like got all melty and gooey on my tongue. I love that feeling.
the church I
Yeah.
went to. If you were underage, they got the non-alcoholic, like the grape, like the Welch's grape. You know, like non-alcoholic
Oh, yeah.
wine. You know, because they can just give some 10-year-old kid some wine. You know, you know. So
Let
But-
me ask you this, Mike. When they gave the wine out, right? Like at my church, everybody drinks kind of like from the same wine thing. Like, you know, it's not like kid.
And
Like
he
a
wipes
kid
the
could be.
chalice.
Yeah, he wipes it. A kid could be in front of me. So is that alcohol? You think that has a little bit of alcohol or no alcohol? It kind of tastes like it has alcohol in it, to be honest with you.
I believe it would be no alcohol.
Okay.
Like I
But
said,
it does
who knows
taste
what-
like it. It does taste
Yeah,
like
who knows
it.
what every church does, but yeah, it was
It's
like Welch's
wine.
grape, you know, and a wafer, and it was symbolic, you know, it was symbolic
Yeah.
of you know,
For
Jesus'
blood.
body, and Jesus' blood, you know, and
Yeah. Which is,
but it was symbolic, but no, it's just like I hated it. The wafer tastes like crap, dude.
Dude,
No,
love those
my
wafers.
church uses real wine
Yeah.
because I'm telling you, I'm almost positive they use a real wine. It just must have a very small amount of alcohol.
Yeah,
But
the wafer
Catholic,
tastes like
it's not symbolic. The Catholics actually think that it actually turns into the body and blood of Christ.
You're only sipping
Yeah.
it. You're not like you're not guzzling it. You know.
very, very small.
we
amount.
didn't
Like,
even use the wine. Only the priest got the wine.
Yeah.
Except for I think Christmas or Easter, like
Yeah, some
the
churches
public
don't use
would get
wine.
it, but for normal mass, the only the
yeah.
priest got it, and he drank it on behalf of everybody. But no, each individual
Yeah.
person didn't come up and get a sip.
You got a new
A
member?
lot of churches don't use wine.
Angel, thank you.
But my church is big. Like it's a big church, so they kind of do every Sunday. They use wine.
yeah, they live it up.
Yeah, they do. It's big.
And just in time to welcome Mr. Combat Wombat.
Yo, what up, Angel? Salute.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Oh, what's up, man?
Hey, Tommy.
That's
Hey,
a
Mike.
difference. The
Hey,
difference
Wildart.
is
Thanks for having me up, Jeff.
Hey, Combat Wombat.
I always like
Yeah, it-
religion discussions.
yeah, churches do things differently. You know, some use the fake wine, some use the real wine.
Even in Catholic churches, they do it differently. Like some churches use the wine, some don't. So it's not the Pope like dictating everything.
Yeah, I actually when
Just
I
to
was
bounce
younger,
off what Wildheart said, it's it's literally body and blood of Christ. What is it? Transmutation,
Transubstantiation.
transubstantiation. That's it.
yeah,
It actually turns into the body and blood of Christ. Yeah.
How long were you an altar boy for?
Till I was
I guess you did
probably
your confirmation and all that stuff.
sixth grade, about like 11, 12, 12 -ish.
Yeah. So you got your confirmation and all your
No,
sacraments?
that was 7th grade, and that's about the time that I left the church because I went through the
Oh.
catechism to
Okay.
prepare for confirmation, and I made the decision at the last minute to not go through with it because I wasn't sure I fully believed anymore.
Mhm. Jeff at birth. Jeff, were you baptized?
Yeah.
Me too.
You say you got your communion was your last sacrament then, probably, right?
Communion and then
Yeah, that was probably your last one.
yeah.
Oh,
'cause,
reconciliation. That's after communion. No, that's before.
yeah, that would have
communion.
been the last one. Because
Was that
confirmation
Catholic
was
Church,
next.
Jeff?
Oh, okay.
Was that Catholic Church?
Yeah.
I got all three: the baptism, confirmation. And
I
the
just
other
need to marry somebody and I'll have
Yeah,
all my
marriage. I was
sacraments.
saying is the next.
I need to marry someone and die.
And
'cause
die.
Death is fun.
or become
Yeah.
a priest.
Or yeah, I don't want to be a priest.
Tell me he's not priest material.
Yeah, no, I want to get married. I would love to get married someday.
It's complicated, Tommy. It's a headache. Trust me, it's a headache. Yeah, but no,
I'm
go
sure
for
it is.
Yeah.
Getting married.
But-
What?
Mine's-
Wombat, where are
parents,
you?
my
What's
parents
that?
been married
Who's
for
streaming?
60 years. 60 years my parents been
Not
married
me.
for. You know,
And
Are
I
you-
think-
old school
I think-
Italian.
I think the biggest
What's that?
thing. I think the big. Yeah.
Where
I
are
think
you? I keep seeing people walking around.
Oh, that's my other half.
Oh, okay. Does
That's
he
my
know he's
husband.
on? I guess he knows he's on.
No, he knows he
Camera.
can be on
You
camera.
just doxed him, Wombat.
Yeah.
You doxed his backside.
I've been known to dox the arsehole
Every
too.
night.
He's showing.
He doxes back that every night.
That's his trad husband
That's
making us
his-
all jealous.
Sorry. He's out there.
This is one of that. This is one of that.
He's building a extension to his
Snapping it.
little
No, I think what I think with marriage, when I think about marriage, I think it's much harder now with all the
tell us about
struggles,
marriage,
with the inflation, with everything going on, with all the social vices. I think back in the day,
What
when
social
our-
vices?
No, basically, like the internet and temptation,
That's
and all these other.
the one you're on right now.
Yeah. But
So what I think is, I think back in the day, like when it was much more of a simple life, it was easier to stay together.
Like the Little House
like
on the
100 years
Prairie
ago
days.
or 20 years
The
ago?
casino. That's a vice.
Yeah.
Are you talking about like 200 years ago, Mike? Or
I would say probably less 50 years.
Like when
I
we
think
all
it-
churn butter together.
Yeah, I think it's more
As a
difficult
family.
now to. I think it's difficult more now to stay away from temptation because temptation is knocking at your door every single day. But back in the day, it was more like
You mean sexual temptation mostly? 'Cause
Yes,
most of us are not going to kill and murder and
yes.
steal.
I'm
And
talking
all
about
that. So
I'm talking
sexual
about
temptation is
that
primarily.
that progression into that wide world web and all this other stuff and like people being debaucherous and stuff like that. But back in the day, two people met and they fell in love and they stayed together forever.
They
and that's
still
the
do
truth.
that to this today.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's very rare.
It's
though.
still
It's very
debauchery.
rare.
It is rare. It's more.
I think that's a
rare.
universal human experience that happens.
It's because of technology. It's
all over.
changed things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's easier to
And I-
access things. There's
Me and
apps
Tommy
now.
agree. I just
People
think that
When I met my husband, there were no apps.
How long-
I think there's what I'm trying to say is I think there's
Ago?
much more temptation to stray away from,
But that's always been there,
It's
and
been
because
there.
there's always been lust and desire, and
Yeah.
can't adults manage that on their own? Like, how do you need to involve yourself in? I can understand if you have children, if you're a parent and you don't want your daughter to succumb, but just the world in
Yeah.
general, can't they figure out for themselves how much temptation they want to succumb to or not?
Now, let me ask you this. Do you think that because of everything we're exposed to, we get desensitized? In other words, like everything goes because we're seeing everything now. Back in the day, we didn't see all these different things.
We did. I think people
I
saw a
did.
lot more cruelty and violence and evil in the past than they do today.
Desensitized to porn.
Look, slavery,
people.
war. We have less war, less human exploitation.
Yeah.
I think the biggest killer of relationships, I think the biggest killer of a relationship is social media. That's just what I believe. It's just my opinion.
That's
I
how
think it really-
I've found most of my relationships. They've been an enhancer,
Social media. Yeah.
and
A lot of them.
facilitator of relationships.
way
Most
to meet
people
people.
meet that way
Yeah.
today is social media. It's a fact.
But
But
you're
if you
talking
were-
about when you're in a relationship, like dividing your
Yep.
time between.
Yes. When you're
That
in a
was an
relationship-
issue with my first ex. We both had AOL addictions, but he had a big one, and he spent more time in that chat room with his friends than he did with us. I'd have to go on AOL and try to pull him out of the chat room for us to do anything.
I've gotten in trouble that way.
Was that
spending too much
hard?
time.
Did that stop eventually?
Oh
Or
no,
not?
he was a narcissist. Eventually, I woke up. Like I learned what a narcissist was, and I got out. That was my
Yeah.
first experience with.
I get that. But
Yeah.
you see that a lot today. Like people neglect their better halves, their
Yeah.
families for social media.
Mhm.
It's an
Yeah, and
addiction.
then the guy up here was a video game addict. Like it was constantly. He told me that I could,
Video games.
if
yeah.
I wanted, I could stay downstairs with him and watch him play video games, and that would be like something we could do together. That was his idea of spending time together,
Chris's idea of a date.
letting me
Yeah,
watch him
watch
play
me.
video games.
The most boring date ever. Hey, watch me play video games real quick. Hell, let's go out and do something. You know, that's the whole thing.
But you always come second to that. Because
And
I learned with him that there's no way I could compete with this video. I saw the way his face lit. He was ADHD. His brain lit up. His face, his
The dopamine
everything.
hit.
There's no way I could give him what those video games are giving him.
Yeah. Video games and social media just, gives you that hit of dopamine. And like you say, it's super
That
hard
humans
to compete with
just
that.
can't compete with.
Yeah.
And I was in my late 20s, I was a big gamer. Like I loved to game, PS2 and Dreamcast, all this other stuff. I loved it, but it took away from me spending time with my wife and my family. And I
You're
literally
probably an introvert, Nova.
But no, I stopped because once I'm playing, I'm fixated on the game, the code.
It's that attention. It's part of it
Yeah.
is that neurodivergent attention.
And I literally quit. I haven't played a video game. Once in a while, I'll play Genesis, but I'm bored in 20 minutes. But like, I haven't played an actual online video game in years and years.
Well, lucky for you, we have a Panelverse game coming out.
It's good. Yeah.
What's that?
Live and interactive.
What kind of game? Trivia? Is it like trivia?
No, it's going to OTW is doing one that involves trading cards.
I like trivia.
But ours is going to be, we're still figuring it out, but it's going to involve people on the panel, and they're going to have different powers and ability to affect both the game and the panel experience, because they're going to kind of be tied in.
Yeah.
Jeff, it was fascinating watching Pine Creek Doug and Neuro Jack talk
Jack
yesterday.
Darko?
Yeah. Like approach knowledge or finding knowledge like completely opposites. Yeah. Doug
What's
was
it
very
like
sort of
from a
reductionist
third
and
party?
Socratic.
Can you see both of the? Can you see the?
Yeah,
disconnect?
I liked Jack.
I do too.
Just more empathetic, like it was emotive.
Tailcock.
No.
Jack Darko.
Oh.
He's an outlier. He's one of us, I guess. He hangs out here.
Yeah.
And I like Jack, but I tend to agree with Pine Creek more, or see more through his framework.
Yeah.
But Jack is the person that I probably would enjoy. It's not that I don't like Doug. I just Doug and I. I don't think there's very little for Doug and I to talk about, because I think we just both live in the same universe.
Yeah. Got it.
And Jack and I, there's enough tension there to keep it interesting.
Yeah. And Doug's questions were really good. Those binary questions.
Yes.
Yeah. That was fascinating. Is that the Socratic method? Is that what that is?
I suppose partly a form of it, or but it's all part of the dialectic method, but the dialogical method. But one thing I noticed though, that this happens a lot with like ADHD and Spurg people and stuff. The topic will start in one place, and it'll keep moving and shifting and shifting and shifting, instead of progressing toward a deeper understanding of the original topic. And I saw that a lot, and that kind of frustrated me a little bit, trying to figure out what topic were we on now, and how far are we going to be able to take that topic before it switched to something else.
Right.
And Doug was able to focus it on one single thing, and keep it focused on one single thing with specific questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the hard thing about having a panel, is because it keeps shifting at different topics. It keeps shifting around and goes
That's
around.
why this is work. That's why people should get paid for this. That's why we have memberships and super chats now. Yes, I agree, Mike.
Yeah. It keeps moving around, and you're trying to focus and try to get to the point of one topic, and then all of a sudden it's another topic 2 seconds
Because each
later.
person that comes on has their own direction they kind of want to go with it.
Some people just want to take
when
it
you
in
showed up,
circles.
even internally with you showed up wanting to talk about one thing and ended up talking about another, just with one person. So if you have 5 or 6 people all doing the same thing.
Wombat, don't be a dick right now. Cut it out, man. Come on. We're having a good conversation.
What's he doing?
No, it's a great conversation.
He's making fun of me.
We're having a really good conversation.
Are we?
I am. I was.
I can't tell because I don't know the history. Where the passive aggression stops.
He's going like this with a circle troll, and he's going like this because I always put my hands like this.
Because of the hands.
He's just trying to be nice. That's all. He's trying to be nice.
Well, Mike,
Don't let it trigger you.
It's not
explaining
true, bro.
trolling, Mike explains how he takes people in circles, but you were just also not
Am I doing that right now?
expressing
Am I doing that
dissatisfaction.
right?
Hang
Am I
on, I
doing
want to
that
get a
right
look
You
at this.
weren't.
Okay, thank you.
Oh,
So
he's
anyway.
already gone.
Oh,
The husband
Jeff.
material
thing?
came back in.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
that helmet? It says helmet in the back. What is that?
It's a
It's an
big-
old
But
gas
yeah,
station
but
poster.
then you were kind of taking it in a different direction too with the little troll, like whatever this was, the little trolling thing. So like I'm saying, everybody that when the wrong combination of people on the panel, there's a temptation on all sides
I see you,
to
Wombat.
kind of take it to that
Yeah,
playground
Tommy.
The whole
level.
thing, this is the whole thing. Wombat is basically in love with me, and he obsesses over me. He obsesses. So he can't
Well,
get
you
at
don't
me
you.
both times.
He
Oh,
can.
Jeff, let me do it, Jeff. So you're in love, and I'm sorry that you're in love with me, but I'm not interested. I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm
he
telling
has
you.
a husband. He's probably not in love with you. You're on the panel
No,
plenty
no,
of times when
Tommy,
he's
tell
not
him.
up here and he's not in the comments. So I don't see the obsession.
Tommy, tell him. Is that guy not obsessed? Is he not obsessed, Tommy? Don't lie.
Yeah,
More
Tommy.
more obsessed
Am I
than
not
all your
obsessed,
other
Tommy? Come on,
followers.
Tommy.
I'm not commenting on any of
Yeah,
that.
that's a yes. That's a yes.
I'm
Tommy
not
knows.
commenting. We're
Tommy
supposed to be
knows.
on topic, Jeff.
Mike,
right?
that's what I'm trying to
Yeah.
figure out because technically, to me, it started with Wombat when Wombat started to do the little fingers thing, which I didn't know what it
Yeah.
meant, but Mike picked up on something.
Tommy
Jeff, I'm
knows.
an angel. I would never
You're
disrespect
an angel, dude. You're the devil
I know.
reborn, bro.
You're
Shut
sitting on a
up, dude.
Satanist panel. There's no
Uh,
angels around here. We're all
You're the
fallen
most,
in some
you're the
way.
most
Are the
obsessed
antlers
person
attached
I've
to the
ever
headphones?
seen in my life. I've never
Are
seen
they
someone
separate?
more obsessed. You probably sit there and go, "Where's Mike?
Hang
Where's
on,
he?
Mike. Hang on, Mike. Jeff,
Where
are
is he?"
the antlers attached to the headphones, or are they different?
No, they're
I'm trying to work out how. Okay,
separate.
Yeah.
But they do
Anyway.
have headphone antlers that somebody
there
showed
you
me.
go.
Did you see the Trump? Did you see the Trump Vance speech in
Yeah, I
North
seen
Carolina?
Vance talking
No.
today. I seen him.
That was
talking
today or yesterday?
Yeah, no, it's today. Today.
Today.
This afternoon.
Today.
This afternoon.
Fucking amazing.
What
That
did you
guy
think
is
about it?
Vance. He couldn't pick a better person.
Yeah, I like
Like
Vance.
Yeah, I was
that
pleased.
was. He's a retired Marine, combat veteran.
Strong.
I mean, he's young enough to be vibrant. So if something, God forbid, was to happen to Trump, which I don't think it will, but God forbid something was to happen to Trump, then he could step in and be the president. I mean,
Trump looked
you
good
can't-
too.
yeah,
You know, he looked sharp.
yeah.
Yeah.
Trump's amazing, man. He's an
He
amazing guy.
was making people laugh too today. I mean, he was
The one-
trashing them.
I think the reason why he picked Vance is because he could pick anybody he wants. Anybody would be honored to run with Trump. Trump's going to win. But I think he picked Vance because Vance is a veteran. He's a veteran, a Marine Corps veteran, and he has the vibrancy. He has that energy.
And he connects with the working class. I think that's the part of America that I think was getting overlooked and left behind.
You got it, man.
The working
And a great
class.
speaker, an amazing
Yeah.
speaker. You know, he's like Trump. He can go in there, and just talk and captivate the audience and everything.
He's okay of a speaker.
Blue collar. You know, he was like blue collar,
Yeah.
which I respect that.
I was surprised. I thought Trump was going to pick. I thought maybe Ted Cruz or somebody like that, but no.
There was
I mean,
another
Vance-
person. I don't. It wasn't Ted Cruz. Somebody else. It was between Vance and that other person. Does anybody know who that was?
It was an African American guy, right? It was an,
I
Was
think
it Tim
so.
Scott?
yeah, Tim Scott, right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
People were wondering why he didn't pick him.
I think what Trump needs is Trump is getting older. He needs somebody more vibrant, to kind of step in with like a real powerful message.
The reason you pick your vice president to get votes, you want to pick the
Yeah, you
person
do,
that's
you do.
going to get you
Yeah.
the votes and get your team over the line.
And the person
I
who
think
can go to the more
Vance was the
extreme
right.
side.
They're a good team together.
And I like
Vance's
Pence.
wife's Indian, right? Yeah, he has an Indian wife, right?
Yeah,
She's-
yeah.
Yeah, and she immigrant too.
Yes. So that resonates with a lot of different different types of
Yeah.
people. So
And he's a Marine, so they're going to get all the military vote. He's a Marine veteran.
yeah,
So
yeah.
Yes, exactly this, the Rust Belt and the military.
I like when soldiers go into politics. I tend
Yeah.
to like to vote for a soldier.
They tend to be
you
good.
know?
Yeah.
let me ask
Like,
you
I
this.
liked when the
I
soldiers
listened to
were
some real
president.
panels,
What do you
and I
think
went-
of Waltz saying? Was Waltz accurate when he said that? Sorry, was Vance accurate when he said that Waltz had stolen valor?
It's not. No, Waltz was he was in the military, but he lied about some of his accommodations. That's what allegedly is what they're saying. But no, he was a legit, I want to say, a master sergeant in the Army. So he was a legit soldier.
Because Vance said he had stolen valor. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he lied about some of his achievements, like some of his medals and stuff. You have to look into that.
Let's see. Fact-checking attacks on Wallace military record.
Do you think this? Do you think every president of the United States should have to serve in the military at one point in their life?
No.
No.
Oh, you know what it was, bro?
Where did Vance go do combat? Was he in combat?
Waltz,
he said he was combat veteran?
Wall's unit was not officially ordered to go to Iraq until July 2005, 2 months after Walls officially retired. So the accusation is he dropped out so he wouldn't have to go to Iraq. But he dropped out 2 months before they were even officially ordered to go.
But I think he did say he was an Iraqi war veteran, which he wasn't. I think that was the whole snafu on that whole thing.
I don't think he did.
But before he retired, his battalion was notified of possible deployment.
I mean, he was still an E8. I mean, the guy was a master sergeant. That's still an amazing thing to accomplish, to be an E8.
He was I got fact checking from the spouse. He was a military journalist in Iraq.
Walls was?
Yeah.
Remember what they called the journalists in Vietnam? Remember what they called the journalists in Vietnam? Combat correspondents. But they carried rifles. You know, they did. So they did fight, you know. Combat correspondents.
Yeah, I'm just trying to work out where the stolen valor accusation comes from. Miscommunication.
Where he carried a weapon of war into the battlefield. And they're saying that didn't happen.
Got it.
Everyone on the front line has to carry a weapon. Everybody, whether you are
like pepper spray or something.
No, you carry a rifle.
Oh.
You still go through boot camp. You still learn how to shoot. I mean, you still have a weapon on you. You know, unless
the
you're
reporters do. Mike,
yes.
Reporters?
Yes.
All of them do. All of them do, Mike.
You have to carry a weapon. No, if you're a civilian, no. If you're a civilian, no.
Okay, if there's reporters there are civilians that are just in the middle of the war documenting it, right? And that happened during World War II. There was a lot of reporters there.
If you're an active duty soldier, you're going to carry a firearm.
I'm sure you would. I'm sure you would.
Yeah. That's it.
I figured that even if you're not like active duty, like the reporters should carry one anyway. I mean, come on, man, you're in the middle of like combat zone.
Well, they don't. They have security details. Like if you're a civilian in a war zone, you do not carry a firearm, but you have security details. You have soldiers that will protect you.
Sorry, I have to come up. I know this is the thing. Mike, you're wrong. The US Constitution protects people who are conscientious objectors, and if they serve in the military, they're allowed to serve in the front lines as a combat medic without any weapons. Desmond Doss.
That's anybody, Paul. That's anybody. So anybody can just
Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah, Hacksaw Ridge. Desmond Doss.
Oh, yeah.
I said, no, it's okay.
That's what I thought.
Mike, it's not a personal attack on you.
That's what I said. If you're a conscious objector, you don't carry a firearm. But normally, even if you're a photographer or anything like that, you carry a firearm. That's what I said. So,
and also, Waltz was a master sergeant. He was a second lieutenant.
So,
let's have a calm.
So Waltz was a second lieutenant, and he was in the.
It's funny you say. It's funny as fuck, dude. You don't even hear like the shit. Like someone will say something, you like ignore what someone says. Yeah.
Don't turn it into a personal thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I won't.
So I have a question. So anybody can just go and join the war. Like, say there's a war, I can
Yeah,
go
if
and
you're
at the front lines with my own weapons.
Yeah.
And fight.
If you're a conscientious objector, you can still serve in the military and still serve in the front line without any weapon.
Militias could join.
Extremely rare. It's usually medics only. Usually, but it's very subjective.
But again, that's probably Bones is probably right. But this is during national conscription.
Right.
World
So
War
let's say you have 1 million troops. You probably have maybe a dozen objectors. Like usually, you carry a firearm. You want to.
How do we know that? How do we
Were
know
you
it's
in the
1,000
military?
million?
No, I was not, but I know a lot about them.
Do we have anybody that was in the military that can?
His family,
based
Mike's
Oracle,
family's
or
in the
who
military.
out
He's
there?
told
Yeah.
us. His
Mike's
whole family's
uncle is a
We
general.
have Justice from Australia was also military.
My grandfather was a soldier in the army.
Yeah.
World War II.
It was great.
Lieutenant General Sarone.
Anything else? So is this turning back into the Mike show? We're getting back off the topic again.
I
Is that
grew up in the military town.
No, I was talking
and my
about
dad
my
was in the
grandfather.
military.
in,
No,
World
I'm
War
trying to
II.
find somebody in the military that could actually speak to this.
Amanda
is
in the military. Sorry.
But this is the thing. This is the crazy thing. It's like it's really strange because if you go into the military, you have to go through basic rifle training. So I'm not sure how they're able to.
Oh, that's crazy.
That doesn't mean you have to carry it all the time.
So I'm not sure how they can
have to know that you know how to use it.
So if you are, let's say that you are a medic. You're a medic and you're on the floor and I'm trying to address your wounds, right? And then there's someone charging you. You're not going to pick up that rifle and shoot them?
I would, but I don't know if everybody.
I don't
would,
know what the protocol is. I would do whatever I'm supposed to do in that situation.
I would
you
defend
need the
my soul.
conventions say that if you see a person wearing the red cross, you're not supposed to shoot them.
So, we all knew that Nazi snipers went after the medics. We all know that. That's true, right, Paul?
Yeah, I mean, we all know that.
Nazi snipers went after. I mean, the Nazis were horrible. They went.
But no, the medics were the biggest target because the medics are the people who are going to save.
See, this is what I'm talking about. What was the original topic? Like, how do we even end up on this?
Yeah,
I don't know how they did.
They like to turn it around. They like to turn it around. But anyway,
no, it's not even. This happens a lot with a lot of people. It's not even a one-person issue.
They like to focus on what I say and then exacerbate it, but that's okay. So we're talking about God.
Yeah, you've made mistakes. You said Waltz was a master
So
sergeant.
The waltz thing. Yeah, that's what.
Mike said he was a combat veteran.
Yeah, right.
You also said people on the front line used to carry weapons.
Well, I tell you what I'm going to do. I need another cup of coffee anyway. Mike, I'm gonna give you a break. I'm gonna let them figure out what's going on and where the topic is and all that, and then I'll come back and bring you back on. So, go ahead, guys.
Good to see you, Bob.
Oh, good to see you too, Walter. How's it going, mate?
Yeah, I didn't introduce myself to the with Wildart, right?
Yeah, he's from the top end of England, mate. Tommy.
Oh, cool, nice.
Yeah, nice to meet you, Wildart.
He's where the
Nice to
two
meet
most
you, bro.
famous football teams are.
What?
He's where the two most famous soccer teams are, or football teams.
Oh yes, Manchester.
Yeah.
Yes, sister. Yes, sir. Excuse me.
I think when Mike doesn't like being put right, he goes into attacking people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how did we go from religion to the army? I guess it was the waltz thing, right?
Yeah, it was. That was him saying Waltz, but it says on here that Waltz was born in Baton Beach, Florida, and grew up in Jacksonville. He earned a Bachelor of Arts degree in International Studies from the Virginia Military Institution and was commissioned as a second lieutenant in the U.S. Army.
So he's from Virginia. He's from Virginia.
No, he went to the Virginia Military Institute.
Oh, okay.
He's from Florida.
Florida, yeah, you said that. You said that. Yeah, you said that. My bad.
But I can't find any combat records for him. Waltz is a combat decorated Green Beret.
He's a Green Beret? Oh, wow.
Yeah. And still serving as a colonel in the U.S. Army National Guard.
Hey, Barbara. What's up, chat? Everybody in chat. Hope you're having a good day.
Okay, so Vance was not a combat veteran. Actually, I'm wrong.
No,
He was a combat correspondent. Yeah,
he was he was a reporter.
yeah,
Really?
yeah. So he
He wasn't
gathered. He
even a
was in Iraq.
soldier. Oh wow.
He was in Iraq in the Marine Corps, and he gathered news and writing articles for internal Marine Corps publications, and for facilitating interviews and access for civilian media.
Yeah, it says he's got the Iraq Campaign Medal, Marine Corps Good Conduct Medal, and Navy and Marine Corps Achievement Medal. And
But
he
he
attained
wasn't
the
in-
rank of corporal.
So was he a soldier or was he not a soldier?
Yeah, he was a
Yeah,
soldier.
he was a Marine.
Yeah. He was a Marine.
What you're saying? He was a correspondent.
Yeah,
though.
but they have combat
Yeah.
correspondence.
Oh, they have okay.
Yeah, you watched Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was that type of, he was Joker in Full Metal Jacket, if you get modern day.
Yeah.
So he was
got it
still
now.
learned to fire a weapon, he still didn't use a weapon, but he was
Okay.
reporting on the war for the
Okay.
Marine Corps.
Yeah.
Where are we at in the conversation? Should I bring Mike back?
Bring Mike
Vance.
back. Yeah, bring him back.
Vance
still talking
and who's the other guy?
Talk about whatever.
Vance and Waltz. Waltz was the second lieutenant,
Military.
and Vance was a corporal in the Marine Corps, but serving as a combat reporter.
Jeff, do you want to bring it back to the
Yeah.
religious topic? Is that
To
what you
where?
want? Do you want to bring it back to the religious topic that we were talking about prior?
We could talk about whatever. That's what Mike was talking about originally, but it didn't stay on that topic. So this is why I stay away from all the political noise, because it's going to break
Yeah,
down into these
it is.
very minute.
It is.
He says, she said, this
Okay.
person thinks this person thinks that.
Is religion net good or net bad for society?
I would say not good, huh? Look at the civilizing force that it's had.
That's a good question.
I think it's always
This
good.
civilizing force is also destroying cultures, all right? If you look at, the Catholic Church, it's not just the Catholic Church, any church
Yeah. All right.
It's always
tends to
good.
want to displace indigenous cultures.
You're talking
But
about
everything does. Economies do.
Yeah.
Religion, cultures.
You're talking about when Columbus found the
How
South
much of a
America.
factor should indigenous cultures be?
I think it's pretty
Like, I'm a
important.
Westerner. I'm part of Western civilization, and I'm not an
I
indigenous
just kind of
person.
bristle at that term, a civilizing force. It's kind of like a Victorian view. To me, it's like a Victorian viewpoint.
Oh, I was meaning
taming the
it on
savages.
humanity in general, like from our
Yeah.
primitive barbarian natures to creatures that can live together
Yeah.
in close
I don't think
contact
we
in an
need
urban
religion.
environment. And I was talking worldwide, from Sumeria, Babylon,
Yeah.
Persia, Israelites on all the way to the present day. Any type
don't know.
of story that
Yeah.
kind of holds a culture together and allows
There's
it to
been a lot of
advance.
wars fought.
Well,
in
you had the
the name
Roman
of religion.
Empire. They held the Thai cultures together under one empire, and they're the first people to do it, apart from Alexander the Great, when he was from Macedonia and he was the Greek leader, and he took over Africa and Asia.
Yeah, I think there's been good and bad, but I think on the whole, if you think of all the wars and all the killing and all,
I mean, I don't think I would want people
overall,
with less religion.
But religion has played a big part. The Catholic Church has played a massive part in colonization of the South Americas.
And in preserving Western culture and most of our intellectual heritage.
Yeah, but they've also done some bad things too. Lots
Yes.
of bad things.
Yeah, that's what really complex institutions or organizations like the Catholic Church or the United States. Everyone's going to be able to find good and bad
Yeah.
to
So
talk
what
about. That's
framework
why
do you
it's
use
hard
to
to figure
evaluate?
out what the larger theme.
Yeah, and how do you
Yes.
evaluate it if there's good and bad?
Yeah, because everyone's going to see their own. It's like we're all feeling around the same elephant, and we're all going to find our own different thing to focus on.
Someone's going to get the trunk and someone's getting the asshole.
Yeah, basically. It's an American Bukkake party. look, you always find good and bad. People complain about the British Empire because of what it done, but there's also it did bring some good into the world too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Australia.
Yeah, like Australia, New Zealand, it brought its own laws. US law, US Constitution is based on the English Bill of Rights and the Magna Carta. It brung industry. It brung railways. It brung courts, different courts. It stopped different laws, even though it made some laws worse. But there's always find some good and bad from everything.
Yeah, I think so. More or less.
But does it matter when the God actually exists or not? If the God actually doesn't exist, isn't it all bad? Because you're teaching everyone like false things.
It's all a matter of faith.
Yeah.
It's a matter of faith. If you believe God exists, God exists. If you don't, you don't.
No.
What
Either
about
God
stigmatas?
exists- Either God exists or
That was a good
doesn't.
movie.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter what you believe.
Yeah, have you
about.
ever heard of them? They
Yeah,
actually
but-
happen.
Yeah, it does. But going back to Wildart, what you were talking about. But if God exists for you, you believe that God is in everything.
Yeah, but I'm saying the actual fact of the matter, if God exists or not, is
It's-
different to whether you believe He exists or not. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it does. It really does. If you have
Yeah.
faith, you believe God. If you don't have faith and think, you're not going to
He
believe.
exists independently of our belief.
Yeah.
So then I don't have to do anything.
That's right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
That's right. You just lay back and think of England
Yes, the Roman Empire.
Don't think of England.
and let
France.
God enter you.
France. No, but God exists in everybody. If you have faith, if you have faith and believe in Him, that's what He does. He exists in everybody there.
So I guess the question is, does faith add value to somebody's life, whether it's true or not? Does
Yes.
the act
Yes,
of
it
having
does.
faith
It does.
It does.
Is it a positive? And I've seen in many cases that it has been for people.
It
Yeah.
depends on the person and what they believe and how they take their faith.
Faith has
Yeah.
turned people around from addiction. Faith has helped to make people a better people.
But it's also been bad for some people as well. You know.
Yeah,
like-
it has been. It has been bad. There's always, like you say, Newton's law. Every reaction has an equal and opposite reaction.
Yeah.
So you're going to find it's going to be bad for some, but it's going to be good for others.
Yeah.
Tommy, let's talk about stigmata. I'm looking at photos of people's hands or pictures of people's hands.
Oh, that's got to be nasty.
What happened?
I looked
you
up
know?
stigmata. It looks like mostly people's hands where like nails would have gone through.
Yeah, nails. It's everything of the crucifixion. It resembles the crucifixion. Remember the movie with Patricia Arquette and the other dude?
Yeah, that was a good movie, mate.
Yeah.
But is that supposed to have happened like supernaturally, or is it just people like doing it?
Well, it's supposed to be supernatural. And
Yeah, it's a matter of faith. Again, if you have red marks in your hand and they just appear, there could be an illness. Well, some people could believe it could be the sign of Christ.
Yeah.
Does things that are supernatural, do they exist separately of our understanding of the natural world, or is supernatural just whatever's left over from what we understand?
Well, we had a conversation about this yesterday, didn't we, Jeff?
probably. It comes up a
About-
lot out here.
Yeah, about the
That's
situation
why I
I
call
told you
myself a
about.
naturalist.
Yeah, I told you about the building, the pub. I showed you the pub I lived in.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
Do you believe in miracles? Do you believe in miracles?
Well,
I'm a naturalist. I believe there are naturalistic explanations for everything.
Just on the supernatural thing, as far as I understand it, we don't know if the supernatural exists. It could do, but scientifically, there's no way of testing it currently. So
Yeah, that could be too.
even if it does exist, there's
There
no
could
way.
be limits to naturalism if
Yeah.
there are dimensions beyond the natural. I as part of my naturalism, I presume that there is not.
Do you believe that if you pray to God that a miracle can happen? In other words, if you generally deserve help and you're asking God for help, that He'll step in and He'll help you. Do you believe that's possible?
I don't
I
think
don't think
miracles
the deserving is relevant.
Yeah,
So I don't think you need to deserve it.
Yeah,
I do, Mike. I believe God will help you as long as you're looking for His help and you embrace Him. Like if you're not, God speaks to you through other people, I believe, and through situations in your life.
Again, it's a matter of faith. I don't think you need to believe in God for a miracle to happen to you.
Yeah.
Well,
You
I
don't
don't
need to
believe
pray for
that.
it.
I believe
You don't
without
need to
faith,
deserve it.
there's no miracle. That's just what I believe, Paul. Without faith, there's no miracle. You have to
I'm not
believe in it.
knocking your belief. I don't think you
Yeah.
need to believe in God to have a miracle happen to
It's
you.
great.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah,
Because I
that's your
think
belief.
God can perform miracles on people who don't believe.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's
God basically
subjective.
said, as you
That's
believe, as Christians believe, God is in
Yeah,
it.
He doesn't just forget about people that are struggling with their beliefs. Like I don't
Yeah.
believe that. I mean, that's me. That's just me.
Yeah.
What if we're not struggling? I don't struggle with
Well,
my
Well,
disbelief
exactly,
at all.
somebody could give you a miracle.
You
You could have a
embrace
miracle
it.
happen, even though you don't need it. One day you could put some money in the lottery and you could win the lottery.
You have to embrace God's love.
But that's just statistics. That's not even a
I don't think you
miracle
have to.
because somebody's
Exactly.
going to win.
I'm just
Well,
using an
you
example, mate.
should, I guess, Wombat. I don't know. I would like you to
I
try.
mean, it might help. Yeah.
What's the difference between a miracle and something that's just unlikely? How do you
Well,
solve it?
that's a good point. I mean, it's a matter of perception and what you perceive it to be.
Yep.
If you're more to believe in God, you're more likely to believe it'd be a miracle.
Yeah.
Again, that's about belief rather than it actually being a miracle.
Again,
You
it's
can
how you,
believe it's a miracle and it not be a miracle.
yeah,
Damn, like
how
your
you
neck is loud.
again, it's how you perceive it, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
What's up with
So-
your neck, Mike? Your neck hurt you?
No, I always do this because I have
You can crack it loud as hell, man. I was like,
Yeah.
damn, that was loud as shit. It's like,
you hear it?
my bad. I didn't mean to distract. Sorry.
No, it's just football. I get neck injuries from football.
Oh, okay.
You still get them? Wow, that's crazy.
Is it a
Or they
crazy one? You want to focus on me?
Or are they old injuries?
Here, wait. Let me address this. To here I am. First, you might have just arrived. We tried several times to focus the topic, and every single person
You keep messing
on this
up.
panel is jumping all over the place. So it's not even
Yeah.
just one person.
I'm gonna
And we
stop.
have super chats now. So if people really, really are burning for a specific topic, they could probably incentivize that
Yeah.
if they wanted to.
I
So
think
there's a
lot of
little
us-
more control. The audience has a little more influence now over the panel.
I think a lot of us have been on topic. It's just some people like to try to take little pop shots, like we did the other night.
I don't have a this is my panel. I'm listening to the conversation. I'm not hearing anything I need to step in about, so I'm fine with where the conversation's going.
Okay, we know
It's
Manager.
just meandering, but it does that sometimes
Manager.
out here.
we know who the agitator is. It's all good. It's all good. Let's just keep going.
I don't
Let's
think
just-
there is one in this case.
okay,
I think
Mike.
it's
It's
just
okay.
people
Definitely not
wanting
an
being
agitator. No.
discursive.
What's that? I didn't hear what you said.
I said
Wombat,
there's no
what'd you say?
agitator.
I didn't hear what you said, Wombat. I didn't hear
Well,
what you
let
said.
him talk.
I said it's okay. It's okay.
Is it
No, it's
okay?
okay. No, it's okay.
Yeah. So you're an agitator, right? So you're an agitator. That's what you're here for. You're not here to you're here to agitate. That's what you're here
Okay, is it time to wrap up the panel? Sometimes this is a sign that the
I
conversation
think we're in
is
choppy
wound down.
waters. We're in
Yeah, no, it's all
choppy
good.
waters.
So what do you? Anything else that you guys can think about that is concerning or like what do you? Any topic, whether it be politics or inflation.
The Roman Empire and Christianity.
Roman,
and how it
Roman
relates.
Empire, whatever you want to talk about.
No,
Constantine.
I love. Yeah, I mean, I really like the Roman Empire. I mean, I really do. They were so powerful and brilliant. And
The best line in The Sopranos,
Yeah.
right? The best line is when he's at the hotel. Tony and I think Sylvia are at the hotel, and they're talking to a guy where they're trying to shake down. He goes, all I think they said something like 300 Jews, repelled 10,000 Romans. And he goes, where are they now? He goes, you're looking at them. It was the greatest line ever. Yo, I'm like,
That was a
yo.
great show.
Oh, was it good? Wrong. I haven't. I wasn't sure whether I wanted to watch it or not. It is worth watching. I might check it
Yeah,
out then.
Is
It's
that
really
new? Is that new?
I'm looking for
It's
something
an old
new to
one.
watch.
It's really
cool.
When does it start? Does it
Years
start
old.
from the very beginning of Rome? Before it
No,
became
it's just a short
empire?
period, like maybe one emperor.
Oh, okay.
Jeff,
Oh,
if you look at the progression of Italy and the Romans and the Sicilians, like it's a fascinating culture. You know, people always talk about the Greeks, and the Greeks were, you know, the Spartans. They were just, I mean, unbelievable warriors, unbelievable. But you know, Romans, they ruled a large part of the world for a very long time. You
They
know,
ruled the
so
Roman
it's-
Empire.
They didn't rule my world.
I was going to say, the Romans got to Britain, took
Well,
England over.
Paul, you lost in the Revolutionary War. We kicked you out of.
Sorry,
Mike again. Mike,
Wait, let Wildart finish. Go ahead.
Okay,
Wildart.
yeah, that one.
Yeah, the Romans got to Britain, took over England, got to Scotland, and just built a big wall and
Yeah.
said,
We're done. We'll stop here.
Yeah.
That's enough.
if you're talking about American Revolutionary War, that was a British Civil War. That was a British colony fighting Britain.
Oh, is that what it was? They didn't fight Americans. They didn't fight the.
They fought Britain. It was
They
a
were
British
colonists,
thing.
Mike.
They were colonists. It was
Revolutionary War
the
was
13
called
So
colonies.
what
were
happened?
British.
No, that's okay. So what happened, Paul? Let me ask you this:
That's
What
okay.
happened when Britain tried to colonize the United States and they got their ass kicked by the Americans and the French?
It was already colonized by the British and colonized by the French.
You
was a
see
thirteen
all the bullshit from
Yeah,
on that.
no, Paul.
I'm so lost. I don't know what the topic is anymore.
Yeah.
It's the
How
American-
we're
it's
on.
the American
That's
War
how
of
fast things are moving
Revolutionary War,
around.
mate. It's American War of Independence.
We
Mike
were
is
all the
saying
way
that-
in Rome.
Yeah, Mike is saying
I
that
liked
Britain,
it when we were in Rome. I
Britain
liked
tried
it.
to colonize America. In fact, it was British colonies that went and fought against Britain because they got They
Yeah,
British
remember the
Parliament,
Boston Tea Party? Remember the Boston Tea
Westminster,
Party?
yeah, Westminster introduced taxation.
No
into the colonies.
taxation without representation.
Yeah, and all the
Right.
colonies wanted was representation in the House of Westminster.
Yeah, that was all British.
They were trying to flex and show
Yeah,
who was.
they were trying to flex. They were
who
trying to
was
tax
daddy.
everything. They were trying to
But
tax.
the truth is, the
rebellion.
truth is that the French stepped in. The French stepped in and helped America form itself. So we
Yeah,
owe a
we
lot
did.
to the French. We owe a lot to the
Yeah, we
French.
did. But we also saved the French too. I mean, in World War II, so we paid them back.
Yeah, but the
Yeah,
French, the
All
French was
because
the
the
biggest.
Americans don't like tea. That's
But the
right.
French were the biggest catalyst for America being America now. So vive la France. France saved
Yeah.
America.
I think America was a pretty big catalyst for it.
Yeah, I think America, the colonists were the catalyst. I mean, definitely they got assistance from France. But
They got assistance from France. They got assistance
Everybody contributed.
from
It was a
They
We
got
all helped. What up,
yes,
Zach?
it was a
Salute, bro.
large
from the
and
First
diverse.
Nations.
Zach.
I love the
project.
French. I love the French. The French people are amazing. They're really good people. They really are.
Thank you.
I found the French arrogant and ignorant. Even
We
though I-
were that too,
Yeah.
but y'all never liked us. We've
No,
been
we
fighting
got
for
well.
hundreds of years.
We got a well result. We had the Scottish are known as with the French as the Old Alliance.
I think the
That's
French are beautiful
Scottish,
people. I
too.
think they're very supportive. They're good fighters, you know, and they back us.
not
Hey,
in World
welcome,
War II,
Zach,
they were.
by the way.
I'm sorry. The French are good fighters.
They're
surrendered
terrible.
in every war.
Well, they have a terrible
Record for
rifle.
surrendering.
Their rifle is horrible. That rifle is crap,
They
you know. But
surrendered in every war. That's why they're called cheesy surrender
Yeah.
monkeys.
they're very brave. They're very brave people, and they
We
invented
saved
democracy.
France in World War II. We got
They
them
did,
to
but they,
yeah,
but they, but
Dunkirk.
Tom, but they saved us before, so we saved them
No,
back.
I know. Yeah, they saved
Yeah.
us too.
Yeah, but
We paid
without
them
the French Armada, we would have lost the war. We would have lost it. They came in and they turned the tide. You know, without the
Yorktown.
Yeah.
French Armada?
what was it? King Louis? Was it King Louis? What was the king at that time?
There were many King Louis.
Yeah. Like 16 of them.
Patros.
Oh, 6.
Right.
Louis.
Louis.
So Wildheart, are you Scottish?
No, I'm English.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Manchester.
Y'all had all the good music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you like soccer, which you call football. You like soccer, right?
Yes, we have the best football team in the world,
Yeah.
Manchester United. Yeah.
Now, do you like?
Man United is the best football team. Get yourself, chase yourself.
Do you like rugby?
I don't like rugby. I actually went to a rugby school, but I don't like rugby now.
All right, this is another question for you. Do you like cricket?
I can watch cricket. I'm not a big fan.
Okay, gotcha.
Well,
Yeah.
you've got Old Trafford Cricket Ground, haven't you, next to
I know.
in the Kellogg's factory.
Yeah, I should do really, but yeah.
In Norfolk, they have a big field, and they actually play cricket games on Sundays. And it's usually everyone's like usually Indian as in in India from like over there, and they play cricket. It's fascinating. It's like crazy.
Almost every village in Britain or every town in England, really, not Scotland, but in England, has got a cricket pitch or green they play cricket on.
Yeah.
Chuck, y'all can take turns if you want to come up.
So just going back to the French Armada, they did not sail to the Americas in the Revolutionary War. No,
the Royal Navy were destroyed.
It was the Isle of Wight. It was the English Channel.
Hang on, I gotta play my video again.
Thanks for fact checking that. Thank you, because I know you're obsessed. So thank you.
Ooh, copyright.
Don't take it so personally, Mike. You need to have
Make it rain, make it rain.
Thank you, Chuck. He did. Yeah, if I know Mike does not get along with everybody, and there's different combinations of people that work, and everybody wants their turn. So Chuck, if you want to come up for a while, I don't
get along with
mind
everybody.
swapping them out. No, you don't get along with everybody.
How does it work that way? You know what you get.
And here is not happy with our topic. So can we change the topic so that y'all quit boring here and he'll stick around and not wander off somewhere else?
What topic would be interesting?
He has very high standards for what he expects to see.
Well, how does the membership, when people give memberships, how does that work? Is it just like the 5 people or does he choose?
Oh, hang on, I forgot to turn this off too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Was that Zach down there? What's up, Zach? Salute, brother.
What's up?
Oh, but what are they doing? Even if they're coordinating with him, what are they doing other than having a conversation? Like, is there something weird going on here that I'm missing, or are we having a conversation like we always do about random topics? I don't understand what what they're doing. What are they hijacking it for? To have an actual conversation, which is what we've been doing.
Yeah. I just think Wombat's creepy. That's just my opinion. He's just creepy. That's all.
All right,
Mike.
Wombat and Mike, get a room. Just just.
I love it. So what else? What else?
Brought up the French Armada, Mike.
No, thanks. I don't. No, it's okay, man. Hey, all the best to you and your husband, whatever. But I'm good. Thank you, though. But anything else? What topic you think is a hot topic right now going on in the world?
How about those Olympics?
How about them? How about those Olympics?
Are they still going on?
No, it's
How about that Australian breakdancer, Ray Gun?
Well, that's all you, mate. We're not
The national embarrassment.
Yeah, we got to cut Australia off the Commonwealth for that one, man.
Poor girl.
Yeah.
That's going to go down as one of the biggest embarrassments for an Olympic team of all time, because apparently her husband is the president of the Olympic team, and she had no right to be on that team.
There's no it looked like a Saturday Night Live skit. There's no way she didn't know she was that bad. Like,
yeah, that's completely false, Mike. She qualified. The problem was with the qualifying event. There wasn't enough notice for it. It was like 3 weeks notice for the qualifying event. And everyone, to be eligible for the qualifying event, you had to have a passport. And a lot of people, who could have qualified, they didn't have passports on short notice.
Well, she was the only Olympian, I
So
think. to
she
score
did have the right to
zero.
be there totally.
A 0. She scored a 0. So did she do a good job?
That's not the issue. The issue you raised,
Did
Mike,
she
was
do a
whether
good job?
she was
Scored a
qualified.
0.
Whether she qualified.
0.
We
So
all agree that
she should have been there, scoring a 0.
She qualified to be there. She won
Right.
the qualifying.
Was her husband the president of the committee?
I have no idea.
Yes, that is true.
You said he was president of the team. What's the president of the
President
team?
of the Australian Olympic Committee. He was the president, so he could put people on the team. He's the president of the Olympic Committee.
Yeah, I think I'm
Yeah,
skeptical of that.
look it up, because I know you will, because you're a little guy who sits there and Googles.
Okay, all right. I've had enough. I've
Just
had
keep
enough
to the
of
facts,
this.
Mike.
I've had enough of this.
Yeah, go ahead. Do it. Jeff, I'm fine. But just go ahead and Google it. I'm not saying anything that's wrong. I'm not making anything up.
it does
I'm,
say
Well,
I'm
you're
going
wrong
to
on the
start wrapping
qualifying.
up. Mike, do you have anything that you want to part with?
No, not at all. Just that, everything that I'm saying
Here
is
we
factual.
go.
Yeah,
man.
y'all
No,
killed
let
the
here.
vibe.
Mike's going to get his closing words like everybody else.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good. When you have certain people up, they're only here to disrupt and cause chaos. We were having a good conversation. We were having a fun conversation, and that's it. You have a
I
little.
agree. And we could have stayed on that.
No, we can until someone you let up doesn't.
No, it wasn't just I've watched several people stray from that
Right.
conversation we were on. So there were choices made all the way around.
What's wrong with fact checking? What's wrong with the truth?
So
What's the truth? What is the truth?
That ray gun did qualify.
Okay, let me ask you this, Wombat. Why do you have hundreds of videos dedicated to me? Why?
Because it's entertaining.
Yeah, because you're a fucking weirdo.
Maybe it's the other way around.
Because you're a fucking weirdo. Like I don't spend time on you. Like, why do you have hundreds of videos with my name, face, with altered looks? Why do you do that?
Because it's hilarious. You're
Do
a
you
gets
wanna-
entertainment out of it. But a lot of people do. You know that people
Right,
get
so do you
entertainment
wanna
off
be-
of you.
no, no, it's
I don't
okay. So
understand
you-
it either, but you were an entire genre of content.
So let me ask you
If this were a video store, they would have a Mike Cerrone shelf with
Yeah.
entire
So let me ask you
videos of Mike
Sorry.
Cerrone content.
I can just imagine Blockbuster
I
with
love
Mike
Jeff.
Cerrone.
I love Jeff. I have no problem with Jeff. I've always respected Jeff. I don't say a negative word about him. Anywhere I go, it's always positive. It's never a negative word. Never. So why are you so sick in the head that you're obsessed with me so badly?
What's it got to do with
makes
you
so-
liking Jeff?
What makes
I
you
don't get
so
the connection
obsessed?
between those two.
Mike,
things.
people make videos because of funny things.
They make it of me.
and-
I've had videos made of me,
Yeah,
and there's
I got
people that
videos
stream my
made
show
of
to
it.
their channel and then comment live on me while I'm streaming.
It's all part of
Tommy,
YouTube.
It takes all
Tommy.
kinds.
Tommy, me and you have gone back and forth in the past, but you have never made hundreds of weirdo videos. Wombat, you're a fucking weirdo, dude.
Oh,
They're
see,
not
now I
weird,
have to
they're
keep
just-
going.
They're just a view, Mike.
The power
You're a
of money.
weirdo, dude. I'm not into
I'm the
you.
weirdo.
Let it go.
Nice, Pat.
You and your husband Kobe. You and your husband
Keep going,
Kobe. Just
Jeff.
Let it go. Let it go.
Damn, I'm cheap too. I was about to wrap up, and for $5, just $4.99.
All right,
I'm gonna keep going.
Jeff, I'll stop. Go ahead.
I let it go because these were good questions. I'm sure they're on everybody's mind, and if this is a chance to get it out once and for all, I'll risk it.
Wombat? What's the obsession? What is it? You think I'm handsome?
You
think
lost
this-
for 2 seconds.
Mike, I thought you were letting it go.
There's no accounting for Tate. He finds you entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
People it's like asking why someone likes a
Yeah.
certain band or
You know
the
what a
type of
lol
music
pal
they
is,
like.
right?
So when you log off, you think about me, right? You think about me all day and night, correct?
No.
So when you log off, you're making these videos, which means you're thinking about me 24 hours a day.
Well, when he's making a video, maybe, but I don't
Sure.
know.
Yeah.
If,
So
Like
do you
outside of
dream
it.
about me? Do you dream about me?
No.
You don't?
he said no.
Dude, you realize how creepy you are? You're the creepiest person.
But Mike, I know you. Listen, I
Not
know
creepy.
you've been around the Panoverse for a while. Everybody does that. Like everybody makes content of people. Wombat, cut it out.
He's extremely creepy, like super creepy. It's like, what is going on?
Yes, you find him creepy, but again, everybody there's a lot of creepy people in the Panelverse, and they make content of other people. So that's
I don't do that.
Well,
I don't make. Yeah,
I know, but because you're in the Panelverse, because you're putting yourself in the Panelverse, and you're kind of
he's looking for
primary figure for a lot of people in the Panelverse, you're opening yourself up. People can make a content of Wildart right here, just sitting there. They can clip that and make some kind of weird content of, look at how funny and weird this Wildart guy is. Ha ha ha. They can do it with any of us, but because of your strong personality, you make yourself more of a target for people that like to do that. And that's just a condition of being part of this medium. We all expose ourselves to it.
If I can give you some advice, you do seem to react to it a lot. If you didn't react to it so much, people would probably make less videos of it. You know what I mean? They probably do it to wind you up.
But they react to him too. They troll each other. Like, they're all very volatile, and they're all very hyper-reactive toward each other. So any one side could set it off.
Yeah, it's funny. It's a dynamic. It's a dynamic that works.
I agree.
I know. I feel like I'm sitting in a graduate philosophy class discussing philosophy with intelligent people, and then next moment I'm babysitting a junior high classroom. And I have to switch it to my teacher, like classroom management mode.
That's perfectly so. So let's flip it. What do you also want to talk about? Let's flip it to something else.
How about them Olympics?
How about them Olympics? So Zach, why don't you
how about those titties?
Break it down. Can
I just answer a question?
Jeff, I'm going to get a couple of shots in after that.
Can I just ask one real question? And it's just a real question. Is that a pink shirt? Or is it just
it looks. I told him it looks good. I think it looks good, and this is coming from a gay.
Okay, I couldn't tell. I was just curious.
I put it on for Jeff Day. I put on the pink shirt on for Jeff Day. This is,
nice, Jeff Day.
That's it.
I wasn't sure. My bad.
Yeah. I love pink, man. Pink is awesome. Pink is soothing. It's a soothing.
I didn't even know breakdancing was a category. I didn't even know they still had breakdancing. I remember from the 80s. Next, I didn't know it was an actual category of the Olympics, but that's how much we still had it.
It's called breaking now instead of breakdancing.
It was called breaking back then. Breaking to Electric
Boogaloo. But did you see that they actually picked?
It's called breaking, not breakdancing now.
They took it over baseball. They were going to put baseball in the Olympics, which would be awesome.
That would be cool. They should do that.
Yeah, the whole world doesn't play baseball.
I wonder if drag's ever going to be a sport.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
No, because
America
I think they did a test run, some of that opening ceremony.
Yeah.
But America is the only country that plays baseball in the Olympics, because America will win every time.
America, Canada, and Japan, Wildart.
So you'd have 3 countries in there.
But funny enough,
one game.
Yeah.
Don't hate us because we're the best.
Yeah, there's a diary found in a shed in Surrey, and it was from 1795, and it mentioned the game of bass as a separate word and ball, and it was played near Guildford.
Did you see? Everyone knows who Caitlin Clark is, right? I'm sure Tommy knows. Caitlin Clark is one of the best women NBA players right now. Caitlin Clark. She's like the rage. You know who she is?
Well, she's just started.
I know Caitlin Jenner.
Yeah, she started, doesn't she? She's just been picked for a major team because she's just come out of college or university.
For Indiana Fever of Women's National Basketball Association. What about her?
She's breaking records everywhere. They left her off of the NBA. They left her off of the Olympic team, which was BS because she's like the hottest player ever. And now she's playing and she's torching people that took her.
Why did they leave her off?
I don't know. They're just jealousy. I don't know.
Do you have a conspiracy about it?
No, it doesn't make any sense. She's like the best player.
Maybe she didn't want to play. Maybe they asked her.
She wanted to play. She wanted to play. Oh. And they left her off the team. And
could be that the team that she plays with now wanted to be left off, so she was fresh for the next season.
No, she wanted to play. She wanted to be on the team.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if you want to be. If your team's not going to release you because you're under contract with the team. Maybe
But
the
now
team didn't
she's
want to release her for the Olympics.
now she's playing against some of the Olympians that took, were basically on the team, and she's just smoking them, dude. Like she is. Yo, Caitlin Clark is like fire, bro. When you watch her play, she can hit threes. She can do her passing. It's
Pat, this is what you paid for? The $4.99? I hope you get you. I hope you get your keep going worth.
yeah. But she
Pat
is
wanted them to
Going back
fight.
to Reagan, Reagan's husband is not on the Australian Olympic Committee.
he's the president.
No,
He's
he's
not.
not. He's not.
Oh, that's what it said on CNN. So maybe CNN.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
I don't think CNN said that.
Oh, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I read.
Yeah. Try be more interested in the facts and not ad hominem.
Right. Should I get you a carrot?
All right. This is not working. Has it gone long enough?
We're just throwing
Is
back.
this about $4.99 of goingness? Hey,
throwing back
Bex, do you have anything to tempt me with?
What else? What else do you think?
Yeah, this is devolving. This is getting back to junior high playground.
Yeah, Wombat's an asshole. That's what happens.
Well, it's both of you, and I'm not this. I left the classroom like 20 years ago. I'm not interested in doing this.
If we're talking about something relevant, I have no problem with anybody.
You both poke at each other.
Yeah,
And other people come on here and they poke at you because they get something out of it, and you do it to them.
It's funny.
Mike, you can't criticise Combat for proving you wrong. You were the one that were wrong. He looked it up. He said you were wrong. You can't criticise him for it.
Right,
Yeah.
you just said how funny it is and giggled, and so they're doing the same thing. So you can't
told me to look it
criticize
up.
them for doing it to you, and you get joy out of doing it yourself.
You told me to look it up, right? And then you got upset.
I
when
know.
didn't.
I mean, I'm sorry that I'm not 5'1". I'm sorry. I apologize.
I don't know what height's got to do with it.
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with it, Mike.
But anyway, let's flip it.
Let's take a break from it for a while. I can always come back this evening. We could try again, but it just keeps devolving. So I count on the panel to keep it going in a different direction. If it's just going to be this, like I said, this is going to have its own tier. This will be behind some kind of paywall. We'll get monetized. But
You can always tell you're monetized, mate. I think you can do. You've got members. You can actually do members only panels.
Yeah. And then those will be free for all. So really get your money's worth. Because people pay, like some of these streaming services, you might pay $4 or $5.99 a month for that content. So I have to give something comparable to that.
Sure.
So if I give that high level of drama, I think that would justify.
And also, what games some other channels used to play was the kickoff game.
What's that?
Well, some gives you say you want 10. I'm just going to use Mike as a sample. It's not for me to dictate to people, but if you have the kickoff game, some people can pay £10, $10 or whatever to get Mike off the panel for 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, I thought about that, but I have such strong opinions about censorship and free speech, even though this is not a free speech panel. But I did agree to do something like give people like $10 for 10 minutes with Mike or something like that. And he said he would do it. Yeah. And then also I thought about like maybe $20 for 20 minutes. Somebody could have the panel for a while and guide the panel, and I would defer to their decisions.
You're Mike out too, technically.
Do what?
Paula, you've
been Mike out for a couple of minutes for like $10.
Paula, you fall in love with me again? Is that what you're doing?
But I think there'd be as yeah, Pat. If they agree to it, I'll do it. But then I think there's as many people that would pay to have it back on because he's one of the draws that people come. Some people want no mic, and some people want the mic drama. So you'd have different people. I guess the market would determine what wins out that day.
Sure. So where does Jeff? Where do you think the obsession comes from? I'm asking you.
How would I know? I'm not. I don't have the only people I've ever been obsessed with are exes, like people I've actually dated and gotten to know and have some kind of intimacy with, and then it ends somehow and it creates that obsession. I've never been obsessed with people I didn't know or internet strangers, so I don't know. You're asking the wrong person.
Is it that they're in love with me? Like they're basically they can't live without me. Like they're just.
He
but, like,
has
think
a
about this.
husband.
Jeff, think about
He
this.
was in the background. Like I don't. That narrative doesn't really hold up to what I
this
saw.
guy, yeah, Combat is the one who basically runs that herd of people. He'll sit online 24 hours a day.
Oh, that's
No,
awesome that I've
Well,
been
do y'all
anointed.
do y'all want to
that,
go for 10 minutes and y'all could?
I'm
could-
good. I'm good. But it's
Okay.
just like he has an unhealthy obsession.
How about
That's all.
trivia? 10 minutes of trivia.
You're obsessed, and it's
Mike
not
versus
good for
me.
you. It's not good for your health. It's not good for your mental.
Well,
being.
hang
I
on.
don't wanna do
I need to
it.
learn to be a good capitalist because if people are willing to pay for this, I don't want to give it for free. So
But
what
Mike,
you do,
I know I've already met you, Mike. But
I got to hear those quarters hit the stage.
One that's obsessed with you. You said about 10,000 words to him. He said
Right.
about 3 back to you. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
I think
Okay,
the main
all right.
who's in love with you is
You talk to me way more. than I
Okay.
did.
Okay. So Wildart, you have no idea what you're talking about, and that's not now, I'm not disrespecting you. I'm not disrespecting you.
It's
But
just
you have no
what
idea what you're talking about because this guy has multiple channels with
Yeah.
hundreds of altered videos about me. He's in love with me. He is.
You should. Do you know Bex? You should talk to Bex.
He's in love with me.
Are they
I'm not gay. I'm a straight man, but I respect anyone's sexual proclivity. I love Jeff to death. You know, like
Why do you
there's
call
no
me a
issue.
faggot then? If you respect
There's no-
my choice, if you respect that, Mike, why do you call me a faggot?
Excuse me?
That's a fair question.
Did I
If
say
you
that?
respect,
Did I
yes,
say
you've
that?
called me a faggot, and you call me faggot
When?
200 times.
When did I say that?
About 200 times over the last 18 months.
Right.
On
So have you
various
made videos? No, it's okay. It's all right. Have you made videos with dicks in my mouth? Have you done that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Hey, look.
I have.
We take it down a temperature too, but look at all this market that y'all. Oh wait, that's not the market. Oh.
No, that's not the market.
Look at all.
mate. It's not.
Look at all this market that y'all are creating. I don't want to lose this. This is wasted opportunity. Okay, see what happened? I took him off for what, 10 seconds. Look what happened.
And quiet. Yeah, we need a topic. Or
Tommy
trivia.
actually
World
said
War
a
II,
pretty
Tommy.
good topic the other day that about half hour, 3/4 an hour ago, and that was the Roman Empire. That's a good topic.
Yeah, that was the last topic before.
Yeah.
It's half an hour. Yeah, Mike.
I've actually studied a bit of the Roman Empire for my degree. And it was fascinating how they actually amalgamated other countries into their own empire, and they've done it through battles, yes, but they also done it through cities.
And they kind of got to keep their local culture. too.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Kind of like we do here in the U.S.
Yeah, the gods, they kind of
More or less.
inseminated the local gods into the Roman gods.
Yeah.
And it was all to do with the city and how they built the cities.
Yeah.
The main focus of the city was the center, and that's when you get the forums, the temples, and the markets. Then you branch out, and the further out you go the city, the more industrialized you get, because some of the Roman industry was quite smelly and horrible. You get the artists. Sorry,
Go ahead, Paul.
You get the artists and academics who live sort of live outside the center. And that's where you get the pottery people painting the pottery and all that coming from the pottery kilns from outside of the city. The felts and furs they used to do, because that used to be a stinking job, because you used to use ammonia. They'll bring that in there and bring the thing. Then they'll go to the local tribes and they'll bring the local tribesmen into that, and they'll show them what has been done, and they'll make them feel a bit more at home. And they bring them part of the empire.
And the plumbing, they were the first ones to have indoor plumbing and the straight roads.
All roads lead to Rome. Combat.
Yeah.
The company I used to work at, they had this practice. I think Jack Welch from GE put it into common practice in American companies, but it was adopted from the Romans. So every year, each manager had to pick the bottom 10% of performers in that team, and those people would get no bonus and no pay rise. And that's from the Roman practice of decimation, where the bottom 10% of the fighters, they were like executed. You know, the guys who didn't fight very hard, the bottom 10%, they would get like executed or punished in some way.
Yeah, I mean that's what
That's
the
where
Romans.
decimate.
Yeah, that's what the Romans used to do. They used to install discipline.
Yeah,
They'd pick on one man and they'd beat him to death,
yeah.
and that would
That's where
install
the term
discipline.
decimate comes from, I think.
Yeah.
Come on, Jeff.
Romans didn't play.
Yeah.
Imagine their panels.
So, Tommy, what have you got anything to say about the Empire? This is your subject.
Where's Mike at?
Do you want Mike back? I thought this is
Well,
what you wanted. See, I'm getting very mixed messages
No, my
about
bad.
what content is actually
Well,
desired
he's
on here.
great with the Roman Empire.
Yeah.
Samsonite, this is kind of what I had in mind. It's like a drama tier and then a serious topic tier, and try to separate the two somehow.
Yeah.
Mike wants to be on the serious
I have trouble.
topic, though.
Yeah, I have trouble with that.
But there is actually a Roman villa.
Yeah, me too.
They did find a Roman villa near where I live. They did archaeology.
All right, let me say one thing about the Roman Empire. The aqueducts were amazing. You know about the aqueducts? That they were like, you know, and they fed water to like 800 bathhouses. You know, the gladiator, all kinds of really cool
Jeff
stuff
and I
with the
know about
Roman Empire.
bathhouses.
But then
Yeah.
again, you look at the backward steps after the Roman Empire. Roman Empire was advanced. Then we had the Dark Ages, and they went backwards instead of going forwards.
Yep. And
they
Arabic
lost
culture
everything.
preserved a lot of knowledge during the Dark Ages.
Yeah, they lost everything.
Yeah.
Because that area of the world, the Middle East, didn't have a Dark Ages. Their culture flourished during that period.
It really did. Islamic culture was
Because
so
the barbarians didn't fuck with them.
No, Islamic culture was so far ahead of our own. Their technology was so far ahead of Western technology, and that could be down to religion, the Vatican.
And they invented zero. I think
They did.
that might be apocryphal, but
I thought that was the Hindus.
Probably a lot of people claim it.
Yeah, I think there was more. They pin it more onto the Islamic.
I love
Islamic
their architecture.
Empire.
Islamic architecture is amazing.
It is, especially when you go to like the bottom of Spain, and you can see the Moorish architecture from there.
Yeah. I want to go to Istanbul, go to some of the mosques, the Blue Mosque and the Hagia Sophia, however you pronounce it.
Yeah, it's only one of the few places that can say they're in Europe and Asia at the same time.
Yeah.
But that was named Constantinople, wasn't it? If I remember right.
And was Constantine the Eastern Emperor? Was that right?
I thought.
Or was he the Pope?
Yeah, I thought Constantine was Frankish.
You know that Genghis Khan, or not Genghis Khan, but the Moors, right? They launched plague corpses over the Great Wall in Constantinople and killed people with the plague. It was the first use of biological warfare.
Well, I'm not sure on that one. I mean, the Scottish invaded England one time when the plague was in Scotland. The plague was in England, and the Scottish came back with the plague and introduced it to Scotland after a failed invasion of England.
Well, I watched the documentary, right? It's called The Story of Us, and it talks about the whole world.
Oh, that was so good. I just watched it. That was good.
And they talk about that. They talk about Genghis Khan, and they talk about what they did with the corpses. So,
Genghis Khan killed so many people, it actually dropped the greenhouse
raped
gas.
them, too.
Yeah.
Raped a lot of women and changed bloodlines forever, they say.
And they also supposedly changed the direction of the river, so the river goes over his body.
Ooh. I was just reading about Constantinople. So it used to be called Byzantium, but in 330 AD, the Roman Emperor Constantine the Great moved the capital of the Roman Empire there and renamed it Constantinople. So that was well before the schism. I thought it was related to the schism, but it was well before then, I guess.
Was it when it was Byzantium? Was it part of Rome then
Greek.
too, or that was
Greek.
before?
It was part of the Greek Empire.
And then when Rome got it, they
I guess Rome got it
there.
at some point. Yeah. Oh,
They
so
use
when the
tiny
Greeks had it, it was
torsos too.
Buzz and Theon, and then the Romans Latinized that and called it Byzantium.
If Cane
I
Corso
don't know.
mom's in the chat, she knows that they used Cane Corsos or Connie Corsos, the Roman Empire, right?
Romans, yeah, they did.
Connie Corsos.
There's the war dogs.
Big dogs. War dogs, yeah, war dogs. So cool, man. Dude, I could talk about the Roman Empire forever. I mean, there's so many cool things with it, you know?
Oh, definitely.
Have you guys ever seen the buildings in Turkmenistan?
No.
Turkmenistan's an old Soviet republic. I think it's independent now.
I will be back.
Crazy.
Oh.
Crazy buildings. Let me see if I can find a photo.
You know, I'm trying to think. A lot of those structures, like the aqueduct, is still like somewhat up. It's not usable, but like the remnants of it are still somewhat there, aren't they? Isn't it? Or no? Maybe look that up too, Wombat. Look up if there's any Roman aqueducts still able to be like, you know, still standing, I guess.
Oh yeah, there are. I don't know whether they're used, but yeah, you can go see them.
Oh, I doubt they're used, but yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I was wondering if they're still up, like stone and stuff. That I thought that was so cool. Like they had no tools. Like they had like, you know, think about the level of precision with like the aqueduct. It had to like sink just enough so that gravity would take the water constantly and use it. You know, like that's amazing, bro. Just
crazy
like the
engineering
pyramid.
skills.
That's crazy engineering, bro. Crazy engineering. And
crazy,
the water goes to
crazy.
all the bathhouses, like all the different, you know, the bathhouses were kind of cool looking. I mean, the way they made this stuff back then, they used clay. It was like I don't know, it was a different kind of cement. It was like, I forget what it was. It was like mud combined with other things that made like a cement. You know what I'm talking about?
Romans invent like cement. Is that right? Like if they added lime to something or other.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Wow.
Yeah, like in the plaster as well, like lime plaster. I think.
To
use that, you know, to cover walls.
Dude,
I'm trying to
Connie
show
Corsos
Turkmenistan.
the coolest dogs, dude. They're the coolest.
And
dogs.
indoor plumbing too, right?
Yes. That's like the plumbing went.
I think about that. Like honestly, that's probably what I think about the most about the Roman Empire is thank God that we have that.
And think about like, you know, the aqueduct fed all that plumbing.
Yeah. And these aqueducts had all these chambers, like these intermediate chambers, to store the water and let stuff settle down. And it was crazy. It wasn't just the aqueduct itself. Yeah.
And to build pressure up so that, dude, it's actually freaking amazing. Like,
this
really
is
amazing.
Hey, Jeff, can you make me full screen?
Oh, yeah.
I want to show this picture of Turkmenistan.
So
they have all this crazy monumental...
Are you sharing your screen or is it a link?
No, just my if you make me solo layout.
Oh, okay. Yeah, hang
on. Yeah. No, not a ginger. Yeah.
Oh, all these British accents. Who's talking?
Oh, it's Wombat.
Oh, okay.
The avatar with the...
Sorry.
Oh, the sword. So
Are you sure? Yeah. Are you sure you're not a ginger, Wombat?
That looks like Jason.
I am. I might be. So they have all these like monumental buildings, like this.
That's Turkmenistan.
This is Turkmenistan.
Wow.
Yeah. It's south of Russia. It's part of Asia. It's crazy. And it's kind of like going there is going to like North Korea, I think. I think you get a handler or someone, you get a minder. I might be wrong.
Dude, You can't go to North Korea. Like,
That's
it's
what I
so
was. I didn't
dangerous.
even know people could go to North Korea.
Yeah, do have,
Well, if you do go, it's dangerous,
do.
Jeff. Like,
You'll get an
somebody
escort.
died.
Oh yeah, the
And
kid.
Who? What's there?
Also
Like, who would want to
Wambria.
go and why? What's even there
He
that
got
you would want to be
arrested
there
for
for?
taking a Bible out of the hotel. Like, he removed
Yeah.
something from the
I
hotel,
The
know
and they
kid who
arrested
got
him.
brain damage.
they
Oh,
said
yeah,
Yes.
Wambria.
Yeah.
they said he took a political poster.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that what it was? Was it a
Yeah.
political poster?
Yeah.
They don't
I
have
was
Bibles in
mistaken
North
then.
Korea.
All right, I was mistaken then. But anyway, they tortured him, and when he came back, he died as a result of his injuries. Crazy, man.
But if you go to North Korea, they've got the Korean War Museum, which is so full of misinformation, it's laughable. I think they've got information that, got the information that the American GIs used to eat the North Korean prisoners.
Yeah.
The whole reason North Korea is the way it is because of the Jong-uns. Like, that whole family is what
Dynasty,
created that
yeah.
communist regime. You know, before the Korean War, it was all one country.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was the Japanese. It was the Japanese at fault too, because they went and invaded Korea.
Yeah.
The Japanese
They
did
were
a
really
lot.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been actually reading up on the Japanese and how, like, they're invading, like what they did with China, and you know how they went at us big time during World War II because we had the Philippines, Britain had other areas, Singapore, right? They wanted all of that to be Asian for Asians.
Yep.
Have you read about the Grape of Nanking?
No, I haven't.
Mate, if you
Oh,
want
yeah.
some strong material,
I'll have to read it, I
bigger
guess.
than the Jewish Holocaust.
yeah, and you've got to steal
Oh,
yourself.
yeah. Oh, no, that's what the Japanese did to the Chinese, right? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they killed 30 odd million, mate.
I heard about that.
30
yeah.
million.
It's worse than the Holocaust, too, I heard.
They
They had their
used-
own Holocaust. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say this, and you got to like guess the
Wild.
words. So they threw infants and used them as a practice for their bayonets.
I remember, Barbara, they treated the
nuts.
Japanese horrible. Like, all right, first of all, the propaganda during World War II to gain public support to drop the bomb, they made Japanese look like less than human.
Yeah.
Basically. So it was kind of ugly at times.
Combat mate thing. I've got family in Australia. When I last spoke to them, they told me they did not buy any Japanese equipment until the 1980s.
Yeah. Yeah. It was, Japan had money ready. So Japan got all the way, they captured every other country and got all the way to Australia. They started bombing Australia. And then, with America's help, we turned them back. But they had money printed, like their own version of Australian money, printed and ready for their takeover of Australia.
Wow.
They were ready to go.
Dang.
And they bombed the northern end.
Imagine that, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to find something on my channel, and I'm going to put it on the back chat for you, Tom. I've done a short on Unit 731.
Oh,
Okay,
you
I'll
want me
check it
to
out.
share it with the chat?
If you can, if you want to.
Okay.
Yeah, Samsonite, those internment camps were definitely shame on the USA, just like slavery and many other things we've done, But yeah, that's crazy, man.
Once when I flew to Australia, I went through Seoul, and this is 15, 20 years ago. And you could go to the DMZ. There was you could do a tour and go to the DMZ and look across at the North Koreans. You know that building where Trump met Kim Jong-un? And shook hands across the border. I've been to that building. You used to be able to go in there, into the armistice room. That's where the armistice was signed, I think. And you can do tours of the tunnels. So the North Korea built tunnels under the border to invade. And South Korea has found a lot of them.
Wow.
And you can go take a quick look in one of them on the South Korean side.
The thing about the concentration camps, they didn't start off being like Auschwitz death camps. Like, first they rounded up political prisoners. First they made the Jewish people, they berated them in the streets. They made them clean the streets with toothbrushes. They spit on them. They really tried to get them to immigrate out, and people weren't leaving. And then they rounded up the political prisoners,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
it
So
was
I
a
put it in the
slow thing.
I put it in the private chat there, Jeff.
It's a slow process.
Okay.
And Auschwitz was crazy, man. I can't imagine being in like a shower room thinking you don't know if you're gonna get a shower or gas. Like, oh god, that's crazy. The Schindler's List scene when they're all in there, that really shows kind of I don't know, it's a good depiction of what those people were going through.
Yeah, that's about Unit 731, which was based in
Wild.
China, the Japanese Research and Chemical Warfare Center.
Yeah, they would
And all
dip
the
prisoners'
experiments.
hands in liquid nitrogen and then break
Yeah,
their
but-
fingers to see what would happen.
Oh yeah, just to experiment with nitrogen, right? Like they did experiments.
It
They would
was
sew
not-
people together.
No, it was
Can
not
we
to-
change the topic?
Sure.
Wow.
Okay, thanks.
Just on this, but it wasn't to do with different single thing. It was to see the effects of what's that when you get a frostbite?
Mhm.
Yeah.
What effects could they reverse frostbite and they purposely give people frostbite?
Yeah, I do see Samsonite. I'm a little disturbed by where it's going.
That sucks. That would hurt. I can't.
Oh
imagine
yeah, they
having
done all.
frostbite.
Like I say, I'm not going to think, but
Or
Yeah,
even
but
having
what's-
hypothermia. for
What's
that
in the
matter.
news, Jeff? What's
Yeah.
been in the news?
That's the problem. Nothing new. It's the
Nothing.
same old stuff. The top headline today was about RFK planning to drop
Oh,
out, which I didn't even know he
and
was
George.
running. So that's how
Oh, yeah.
news. that
He's a
is.
nutcase.
I didn't even know he was running. I didn't know either, Jeff.
He's a nut job.
I mean, I know people wanted him to run and were going to write him in, but I didn't know he was an actual candidate that people could still vote
Yeah.
for.
He wasn't a candidate that stood any type of chance.
No, I
the
didn't think he
party
was either.
system is what it is here. It's either going to be one or the other.
Talking about
Unfortunately,
conspiracy theories. That guy's out there.
Hmm
people are going to.
That's what first tipped me off.
Yeah.
oh, this is in news in Britain. A postcard has finally arrived after 121 years after it was sent.
From where?
121 years.
Yeah,
I find it under Mike's couch. Was it under the cushions on Mike's couch?
I don't know.
That's a
Did you
long
know about this,
time,
Paul?
Paul.
Did you know about this, mate?
No, that's the way
No.
I'm able to though.
It's in the BBC, mate.
That's very average. Yeah.
It was sent. It was sent to Swansea.
That's good.
Yes, Sam, I am familiar with oppositional defiant disorder. The rest of it, I don't know what you're seeing. If clip it for me next time, or point it out when it's happening.
Samsonite's going to diagnose you now, Jeff. That's great.
I'm only quick to anger when people piss me off. Other than that, I'm pretty
Don't
chill.
tell him how to run his channel, and it's
Yeah.
all good.
Don't infantilize Jeff.
Like it's his channel. Like
He doesn't like it.
I was saying that I'm like that with mine, really.
Everybody's like that. With
Yeah,
their
I don't know how
channel.
people are, like,
Come
how they
on.
take that.
They
I don't
want
know how
they-
normal people are tolerating that from other people.
I don't
I've never been able
that.
to tolerate it.
it.
Being talked to
Oh,
like a
come on,
child.
Tommy.
I
Jeff,
hate it.
sorry, Jeff. If you can
I
just
hate being told what to do.
put yourself down to bottom right. Move Paul. I'm older.
Wait, say that again? Oh, are you...
Yeah, you can move me to the middle. Yeah, put you down, and then Paul Morrison up to the.
Are you making a joke? Oh. See, that's if only they did it like that, like that. That was so easy to follow.
You should play some elevator music
Yeah.
when you're changing people over.
I have a coach actually. I had a business coach.
Was it good? Did it?
It
Did you
got
get
my
it?
business started because I tried to start it on my own and I could never get it off the ground. And so when I hired the coach, part of it was the website. He was able to do the website as well. So he was able to do the website and help me get the actual business off the ground.
So
Got
this is a good question.
Oh, cool.
This is a good question to ask. Do you think the cost of living crisis is easing up, or are we still going? It's still
It is.
massive
Inflation's
surge in the
slowing.
We looked at the graph yesterday. The groceries are
Yeah.
going down. They're about where they were a couple of years ago, I think.
Groceries
they did this,
relative
and now
to
they're starting
wages.
to do this again.
Yeah.
I didn't know that you'd done this before.
Yeah, Paul, keep up.
It
I
just
know.
happened to come across my Twitter feed yesterday, so I shared it. And there was also a thread about Americans wanting both higher wages for workers, so living wages, and lower prices in goods, and that you can't have both at the same time. So Americans themselves need to figure out what their actual demand is, because they're giving mixed messages, so they're getting confusing messages back from politicians and everybody else.
It's always mixed messages. They never like directly tell us what we need to hear.
But we're not directly telling either, because we don't know. We want impossible things.
That's the American way.
Yeah, so I guess we're still immersed in the experience of all being American together.
So do you remember your first ever wage?
Yep.
What?
Your first
What did he
ever
say?
wage?
What counts as a wage?
Well, when you
Not
first-
like when you mow somebody's grass and they give you $10.
No, not like that. When you
Like an
first do
actual
your proper
wage
job,
from a
your
company.
actual proper job, your proper wage. Do you remember your first?
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I do. I lasted
I
one
do.
day, and they sent
I
me my little.
remember.
What is it? The final pay and the
Yeah.
first check all at the same time. It was all
Wow.
one check.
You did a speed run, Jeff.
No, I had a friend that worked at a pizza shop, and he got me on, and I was supposed to like help out in the kitchen and stuff and bust the tables, and I did really good at the busting. In fact, I actually got a tip. The waitress went to take it, and the table's like, "No, that's for this bus guy. We really like his work.
Oh.
We like his personality. It's specifically for him." But I was horrible in the kitchen. I at cleaning and putting. I think at the end of the night you were supposed to do cleanup, and we
Right.
were there for like 3 or 4 hours while I was cleaning up. They're usually out of there in 30 minutes, and they were there till like 2 in the morning that night while I helped them clean up and learned how to do all the cleanup. And they told me, "Don't bother coming back. That this is way too long. I don't know what I'm doing."
My first
Jeff,
job was
sorry, go on, Paul.
my first job was a kitchen porter for the parachute government, and there was their training depot in Aldershot, and it was £1.90 an hour, and we used to work 9 or 10 hours.
How
Yes,
long did you work there?
Oh, I worked there for about 5 or 6 months, and I got fired.
Oh, and how old were you?
16.
And what'd you get fired over?
I was just shit at my job.
Oh, yeah, that's how it was.
Jeff,
I didn't know it was going to be that. I thought I would just have to carry out pizzas to the table. I didn't know it was going to be that complicated.
Mine was
Jeff,
50
people with
pounds
autism,
for
do they switch between being hyper-focused and able to focus, or is for an given individual, are they predisposed to one or the other?
I didn't hear the first part. You had dropped out.
Yeah. Let me check my mic.
You said, "Are we predisposed?"
People with autism, do they flip between being hyper-focused and unable to focus? Or is a given individual predisposed to being one or the other? Or?
I think of focus more as an ADHD than an autism thing.
Oh,
but
you're right.
There
I'm
is
sorry.
that monotropism, that hyperfocus that's kind of common to both. They're fuzzy categories anyway.
Yeah, I conflated the two.
I think when the hyperfocus happens, it happens. But outside of that, I think it varies. Like I can have the hyperfocus, but I don't necessarily have trouble focusing outside of that. So I don't have. I think in an individual. I think they're separate things. An individual can have one or both.
Got it.
So, Wildart, what was your first job?
my only job, plasterer, and because I was an apprentice, I got like £50 a week. When
So
I
it was almost like a youth training scheme.
Yeah. I went like one day to college, doing training, and 4 days
That's
at
what
work. Yeah.
that's what they used to do over here. Wombat and Jeff and Tommy. late 80s, early 90s, they introduced a youth training scheme to get youth into a career. And they would pay you like you'd work shed loads of hours and you'd just get paid £45 at the end of the week. People are picking up like 200.
Oh, you cutting out, Paul.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me
Now
now?
you're back.
Okay, yeah. So there was a thing in the 80s and 90s where they tried to get youth into work in Britain. So they introduced a thing called youth training scheme, where you'd work all the hours everybody else worked, and you'd only pick up £45 at the end of the week, while other people picked up £200 to £300.
Yeah, it was like
What was
welding
the
like
incentive to?
Yeah, so
because you were like training on the job. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
So you weren't very good at your job, but you got a career out of it. I ended up doing it for like 20 years. So
20 years?
Yeah, 20 years. Yeah, I was a plasterer.
Wait, you trained for 20 years at the
No.
No.
Trained for like 2 or 3 years.
And then you did the job for. You're saying it worked for you. It helped you transition.
Yeah, it was quite good
to
money
the
in the
actual
end.
job.
It's just when you first start, it's like really, really bad money. Do you know what I mean?
It was really bad money.
Yeah. Like $60 a week.
Yeah, you could end up working 50 or 60 hours and you just pick up 45 quid and you're thinking, at least I got some money for this.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's. I don't know if we had that here.
It was like that, and it was like, Jesus.
Because they even had laws here, like you had to be a certain age to even work. Like you couldn't even legally work under a certain age unless it was farm work or you had parents' permission. There were all these rules for minors and working.
If you had to work over in Britain, if you're like 14, 15 and you got yourself like a Saturday job at a shop, you'd have to get a work permit from the school.
Oh, from the school?
Yeah. Permission to work.
Was it tied to your performance? Like if your grades were low, they could tell you.
You had to do that in America too, Jeff. Work permits when you were younger.
Did they come from the school or from the state?
Well, it was through the school you had to do it. Through the state too, I think.
I didn't work until after I left school. And then in college, you had like those student jobs that was part of your financial aid, but you got a wage. You got like an actual check each month for that.
I was working 2
jobs.
Oh,
at least you got paid for that. It wasn't like an intern.
Yeah, like I worked in the library. That was my library jobs, and I worked in the library. It was a university library, so I got to do the university level work, and I got paid. And it was part of my financial aid.
Oh, nice.
So it was free money. It was free money to go to school, but you had to work to get it. You had to do a certain amount of hours at one of these student jobs to receive it, but it was considered financial aid.
We used to. There used to be a thing over here, cash in hand, and you used to pay your cash in hand, but it would muck up your national insurance and your taxes, wouldn't it, Wildart?
Is that called under the table?
Like highly illegal.
Yeah, sounds like under the table. Yeah.
Yeah, they do that here. Some people, I don't, but some people do.
I used to work under the table.
I don't know.
My boss would pay me a portion of my pay under the table, and then the rest of it, so we didn't have to pay as much in taxes.
Well, Trump is supposed to make it where there's no tax on tips.
I did, really.
That's what he says.
I didn't. Wow, that would be amazing. Imagine
that. Over here, we don't pay tax on tips.
We do. The waitresses have to do a 1099 usually, and declare their tips. Now they don't always declare all of them, because it's,
But tips are weird in America. You're like nearly forced to pay them. I've heard of like waitresses like chasing people if they don't give them a tip. They like chase people, customers out of the building, like chasing after them, saying you didn't leave a tip. It's like, you get to choose in the UK. Like,
we're not a tipping. Yeah, we're not a tipping culture, are we, Wildart?
No.
If we like the service, we'll tip.
Yeah,
but we don't have to.
That's it.
I don't feel obligated to tip. I don't tip if it's bad service. But if it's decent service, I'll tip. But if it's really good service, I'll tip well.
So what about in Australia, Wombat? Is that the same?
It's the same as the UK. It's if it's a fancy restaurant, then you probably tip, but you don't tip as a matter of course or.
No.
Yeah.
You only tip if the barmaid looks good, mate. That's the only time you tip.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not
Different reasons.
normally done, Wombat, like when you eat here.
Correct.
Oh,
It's more like
wow.
Europe or.
So they're paid better. They're paid more money.
Oh
then.
yeah, like wait staff are paid a living wage. They're getting
Like that-
$25-$30 an hour.
They get
and
treated horrible here. They get paid like
And-
$4 an hour, $5
Yeah.
an hour.
we've got a thing here called the national minimum wage, where the least you can earn is like £9.45 as an adult, and that's an hour.
Yeah. It's part of how they're paid. You kind of
Yeah.
have to tip because they don't make nothing.
Right.
And
They really
that's another
don't.
reason I do it, because I know they count on it as part of
Yeah, they really
So-
do count on it. And when people don't tip, it's like, man, you got a woman, she's a single mom, she's got kids, and you're not going to tip. Like, that really rubs me the wrong way. Like,
Plus,
even if you-
honestly,
I
it
don't know.
feels good to tip. I feel great when I get to give somebody a good tip and it helps them out. It just feels
So
good.
do I. It does feel good.
The tip
It
does
shows
feel-
you appreciate the
Yeah.
service. I tip my barber really good.
Yeah, I do too.
You trust your barber.
Yeah, I brought a barmaid a rose once when I was drunk.
You brought who? Bought who a rose?
A barmaid a rose.
Oh,
I'm
from the
dead.
bar, like they were selling him in the bar? Or
Yeah,
you went out and got a rose?
no, there was something in the bar, and I was drunk, and I went, "There you go, love." She went, "Oh, cheers, that's sweet," and just left me alone.
Oh, yeah.
I thought I paid £2.50 for that rose.
Another day, another dollar.
What's it got that for? You must have been doing.
That's true, Chuck. They do that sometimes. The waiter will have to tip out.
Yeah,
Bar
yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, tip out. Yep, Chuck. Yep.
Yeah, as a chef, we used to get a percentage of the tips as a chef in one place where I
I
worked.
tell you what, though, I had a girlfriend, right? She worked at a steakhouse, and she had to tip out like the busboys and the bartenders and all that stuff. And she still came home with a lot of money, like especially on the weekends. Like she got tipped very well. Steakhouses.
It's
was
hard.
funny.
I hate when
Yeah.
the service is really good, because it's impossible not to tip well. Like if they give you really good service,
Yeah,
I
you
feel
gotta tip.
I feel bad not tipping to reflect that service. So it puts me in the position of having to wrestle morally with how well do I want to tip, because I can't get away with not
I'll
compensating for
tip
that
even
level
if
of
it's
service.
even if the waiter makes a mistake. Like I'll still tip them. Like I just
I-
I won't tip for bad service though. If it's bad service or indifferent or they have a nasty attitude, I have no problem paying the bill and walking away with nothing on that table.
I had a friend. Who worked.
Just said I have no problem.
He worked as in Finland or Russian theatre.
I
And
hear that, Jeff.
the amount of money he picks up on tips, and he gets free alcohol from people too.
Is it a lot, Paul? Lama?
Yeah, mate.
Well,
it's-
they should give better service then.
he
So take
picked-
some
he
accountability.
One day he brought home like two big black bags full of beer and with stuff and all that, and he had £300 worth of tips.
Philip, do you mean like the like if it's a party of 8, they add the tip in ahead of time and stuff like that?
Oh, they
do that in Vegas a lot. It's something you just learn to live with and get used to. I don't love it, but I'd rather choose my tip, but I understand it. Like that's a big table and everything. It's one of those pick your battles things, and even though I don't like it, it's not my preference. I don't fight about it.
Isn't that called service charge?
Hey, Puffy.
They'll
I
tip
guess at
on-
that point it is. If it's
Will you give them a
mandated.
tip, even if
Yeah.
they put the gratuity in. Will you tip more? Or
But
no?
I definitely don't. If they put the gratuity in, that is their tip. I do not
Okay.
tip. Oh,
You
unless
won't
it's
give them-
it has to be out of this world, knock my socks off service.
Okay, I was just curious because some people will do both,
Mm.
Rarely.
But I get that. Like when
They
they
get
put
one
it
or
in.
the other. If
I
they
feel
want
like
to do
you
it that
have-
way, then that's their
Yeah.
tip.
No, I get that. I get that. But I get that because they'll add 20%.
Yeah, sometimes they do.
So I get that.
Oh, thanks, Puffy.
We went to the hibachi the other night, and that was fun. And
Oh, I love
they
those.
they
Was it
add
the
the
kind by yourself, or did you have to share it with other
no, it was
families?
yeah, it was shared. It was like a big
What's
table. We all sat around.
what's an
Yeah,
hibachi?
it's like a Japanese cook. They cook it in front of you. They do the
All right, yeah, I
the
get it.
the
Teppanyaki?
chop. What's
Do you
that?
mean teppanyaki?
Well, I mean, it's called hibachi. I don't know what
Yeah,
that is.
sometimes teppanyaki is when that's the
It could
kind
be
where it's like at
similar.
the table, and
Yeah, it's
sometimes
like
they seat you with 3 or 4 other
Yeah.
people, and you all eat around the
exactly.
same
Hibachi
Yeah.
grill.
Hibachi has an open grate. And teppanyaki is like the flat.
Oh, so then it's not hibachi. You're right. It is what you just said.
Teppanyaki.
Yeah, I didn't know the difference, Wanda.
And they have Korean barbecue too,
Oh, I
and
love
the
it.
hot pots.
I didn't know there was a difference in the grilling methods. Okay.
And I think teppanyaki is the one where they put on the show, in front of you.
They
No,
do the volcano,
Yeah, I love the volcano.
and they have the pea thing.
I don't know.
internet,
Squirt the water
internet
with the
God, I
pea.
want to address this. I'm talking about attitude, what they are in control of at the table. That is absolutely. There's a certain locus of control that a waiter or a server has outside of the kitchen where they interface with the customer. And I'm not talking about if the food is late or undercooked, because I understand all that's the kitchen. But it's their bedside manner at the table, and they are in control of that.
Yeah, you can't really judge the food. Like I get that. Like people will be like, "Oh, the food was horrible." Well, they got that from the kitchen. It had nothing to do with the waiter. And then
Yeah.
people won't tip because they didn't like the meal.
It,
But it's like I don't like that.
yeah, in fact, if the food is bad and the waiter handles it well and takes care of it, that even reflects better on their service. Like that
That's
could even
even
raise a
better.
tip.
Yeah, it's even better. Like if they go over and beyond to try to make that
Yeah, it's
food
definitely
better for
separate.
you.
Like I could separate the waiter service themselves from whatever the
Yeah,
kitchen's doing.
I agree.
Tommy,
I
at your
was
hibachi, do they do it? Do they do the thing where they throw the rice in the air and you have to catch
Yeah,
it in your
yeah,
bowl?
yeah.
That's
Shrimp
the best
too.
part.
Shrimp. It's shrimp.
I
Yeah.
couldn't stand that. I don't want somebody
That's what
playing
I
around with my
thought, Sam,
food.
that it was the bar thing.
It's pretty
No,
cool.
hibachi's a charcoal open grill.
It may be a British thing. Wildart, would you stand anybody chucking around your food and you have to catch it?
Not really.
Oh, no, it's definitely a British thing.
Unless you're at a wedding, I suppose, but then it's not cooked. So you can't
Didn't
Yeah,
they
we-
stop doing that because of the birds?
Yeah, he flips the eggs.
Yeah,
Sam.
the pigeons'
Exactly.
stomachs explode or something. Yeah. They eat
Oh,
raw.
Kane, yeah, at the buffet. That was the best. At the buffets. Mongolian barbecue, where you had all the raw meats and the fresh ingredients, and you put it together, and then they grilled it for you.
Oh wow, I never.
And they
I
had the
don't know if
different sauces you could put on it.
I
Oh,
don't
I
know if
used
I have
to
a place
be-
like that near me. That sounds
I
pretty
used-
cool.
I used to be a pizza chef in a hotel in Scotland once.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and we'd have
you
to
threw
do
the
this.
dough in the air. You used to throw the dough.
No, I didn't do any of that crap, mate. Just
See
rolled it out.
see, real Italians. I wish Mike was here. Real Italians
hey.
throw that dough in the air. I'm just-
Oh,
All right,
I mean,
something's
you're
going on
right.
my StreamYard. I might have to refresh. I might pop out for a second.
I'll hold it down for
You
you,
didn't-
Jeff.
all right.
Oh, can I
You didn't.
have the reins?
You didn't. You didn't.
He
flip
left.
the
He left the
bread,
children
Paul?
unsupervised.
Yeah, woohoo!
Paul, you didn't flip the freaking dough, man, at all.
No need for that, mate.
That's how the real Italians do it.
Have you ever had deep fried?
Listen to my accent. Do I sound bloody Italian?
I'm just playing around. Paul, calm down, Paul.
Paul, how was the basil, Paul? Tell us
Calm
about the
down,
basil.
Paul.
Oh, no.
Paul, have you ever had deep fried pizza? That's
So a
the
British guy is gonna
Yeah.
make pizza. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you had deep fried pizza?
I'm sure it's good. I'm sure it's good.
I have had deep fried pizza and batter too.
Deep
Nice.
dish
Oh,
pizza's
God,
good. I like
Scotland
deep
for
dish.
you. I've had Scotch egg.
That's not Scottish.
Chicago deep dish.
Scotch egg isn't
pizza.
Scottish,
No,
really. Huh.
it
Or
came
New
from
York pizza, too,
Autumn
with
and
the-
Mason, London.
The pepperoni
Ah.
or the sauce
Wow.
on top and the cheese on the New York style. Oh,
You're still talking about pizza. We're talking about Scotch eggs.
Scotch eggs.
that sounds
Tommy,
good.
you take a hard-boiled egg, you wrap it in ground beef, then breadcrumb that and then deep fry it.
That doesn't sound
Oh.
bad. Is
It
it
does sound
seasoned?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
sausage
probably.
meat. You wrap
Yeah.
it in sausage meat.
Oh yeah, sausage meat. Yeah.
Oh,
Yep, and
the
you
beef
put in
sounds
breadcrumbs.
better.
And you deep
Can you
fry it.
do it in beef, or is it just sauce?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do any type
Do
of
it
sausage.
any way you
mate.
want, right?
Sausage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you want to use beef sausage, pork sausage, turkey sausage, whatever. As long as it's sausage meat, you wrap the egg round.
Outside
And
of the
you-
US, sausage meat can mean any sort of protein.
I don't like sushi. You guys like sushi?
Oh, yeah.
I
We
can't
love
even. Sometimes I can't even be in a sushi restaurant because of the
Yeah.
smell.
I can't. It's like
Oh,
I'm
love
not good with fish. Like I'm
Me
not
neither.
a fish guy.
I'm not.
I don't eat seafood really. Crabs, that's about it. Snow crabs.
I know, Connie, that's been happening a lot on these streams. I end up hungry for stuff that I haven't thought about in a while.
I'm about
Like
to go
Is
my
get
Korean
Korean fried
barbecue
chicken
tonight.
blowing up? Is Korean fried chicken blowing up where you guys are?
What
No.
chicken?
Korean fried chicken.
Korean.
What is
Yeah,
we have
they-
Korean
that is-
barbecue.
Yeah, they're doing that over here now. Korean fried
Yeah,
chicken.
it's a big thing where we are.
Yeah.
We have teriyaki. Let me look it up.
It's just like any fried chicken. But you
But-
Except it has the feet
spicier.
sticking out.
no, it's just like
What is
what you'd expect.
Except it's made of cats.
Except it's not chicken.
No,
Except it purrs and meows.
I do know a story about because I've worked with a lot of chefs and some of them ex-military. This old chef was in the British Army at the time of national conscription, and it was at the time when Hong Kong was part of a British colony. And he said he walked downstairs and he seen these big vats and they were boiling stuff. And he went and looked at what was boiling and he found dogs in these vats.
That's gross.
Wouldn't surprise me.
But that was in the 50s.
Yeah.
It's like the French, they eat horse meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Horse
from
meat
the-
got into IKEA here. I think it was IKEA in the US.
Yeah, they had it.
Busted for serving horse.
Yeah, they had it over here too. Horse meat got into
In the
food chain
meatballs.
over
Yeah,
here
it was in the
too.
meatballs.
In our lasagnas, Tommy. What have you done
You'd
to
be
our
surprised.
lasagna?
Like, sometimes people will go and get meat products genetically tested, and it's not the animal. Like it's got DNA from
It was-
horse. Or...
They used to say that McDonald's put worm juice in their Big Macs growing up, and I was paranoid to eat them. I felt like I could taste worms.
Did you guys ever see
Earthworm juice.
I know exactly what you're talking about, Jeff. Did you ever see the documentary? It's called "Do You Want Fries with That?" or something like that, and it shows you how the fast food industry, like with the cattle, and how they beef them up with hormones, and just the whole process and how horrible it is, basically.
Yeah.
Was it
And
one
it's
of
an
those,
exposure of fast food and
yeah.
what they do
Was
in
it
the
those
industry.
vegan things?
Possibly, I don't know. I forget what it was on HBO. It was a big document.
Yeah. It's not just fast
documentary.
food. It's your supermarket food is, produced that way.
Yeah, it's.
Mm.
I mean,
It was they saying it supersized me.
Oh,
The-
maybe that's what it was
Oh
called.
my God.
That's a
I
different
am
show. That was where the guy
stunned.
ate McDonald's every day for a year.
Morgan
no, that's not it.
Spurlock. or
Morgan
something.
Spurgman or
I
something.
think didn't he just die?
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah,
All he did was eat McDonald's.
yeah, that's what he did.
Wow. Didn't he lose weight?
No,
Yeah,
he got
surprisingly.
diabetes. He ended up with diabetes, heart disease.
Oh God! Why did he do that?
I know.
Yeah, supersize me. That guy.
so it killed him.
I will be doing tomorrow. I will be doing a full English roast pork tomorrow.
Oh, it
on
sounds good.
stream. Are you streaming it?
No, I'll do. I'll just take a picture of it, mate. No, don't
He's
stream.
streaming it.
That'll
Stream the
I've had
process.
like roast potatoes, pigs and blankets, stuffing, veg.
Can you send me the crackling, Paul?
Oh yeah, I'll
Burlock
send you the crackling, mate.
lied.
My
What's
crackling
up,
is
bro?
some of the best.
I bet.
They say
And they
Super
wonder why
Size Me
this-
was a
They
debunk.
wonder
It
what-
was debunk.
They wonder why the Scottish have the worst heart disease rate in the world.
Don't you pick on me because I've got a bad heart. Well, I'll come up to Manchester and slap you.
Oh,
Eat 5 pizzas a Mars bar.
jokingly, in an
Yeah, it's
entertaining
jokingly.
kind of way for the
Allegedly,
entertainment channel.
allegedly.
He lives in the worst part of Manchester I know. And I'd walk in there and get slapped by somebody.
Why are they saying Spurlock lied? Is that true? The supersized me was debunked and Spurlock lied.
Well, that is what Church of Four is saying, who is welcome to come up, by the way, if you want.
I was just curious. Is that true?
We could, I guess, use another British accent around here.
So what did he lie about? Like what he was? He wasn't just McDonald's that he ate for the
See,
whole year.
Wildart, we're taking over, mate. We're taking over.
The
Yeah,
Brits are taking over. The Brits are taking over.
Yeah. Go and get, what's his name? Paul Revere. Yeah,
Yeah,
get
the
Paul
British
Revere.
And we
coming.
have
The
the
British are
Australians
coming.
now too. I want to, if here, let me find the channel. Just Us. He has a little men's group in
Chris, is that
Australia,
his name? Chris?
and they've been doing cool stuff. So
That's the
check
guy
their
who was
channel
on
out.
here last time. He's from Australia, right?
Yeah.
He has I have to subscribe to his channel. I don't think I'm subscribed to it.
Those guys are the real thing. Like I listened to a bit of it. And
Yeah.
He's pretty hard. He was a military, like special
Yeah.
Oh
forces.
wow. Is that his channel?
Yeah,
Right there, Jack. Okay.
yeah, and they go live, I think, on Fridays, which is it's Australian Fridays. I don't know what it is in our day, or maybe it's Saturdays.
Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah, if it was fair, I think it'd be Australia's Saturday, wouldn't it? If it was on Friday. Yeah.
He was
Okay, well, we
drinking
do,
alcohol
in
the
fact,
whole
have
time.
Shiva,
Oh wow, they
the
faked
Church of
it.
Four.
Wow.
That's what they're
am I
saying. He was
edible to you?
drinking the whole time, guys.
I should be edible.
Oh,
All right,
there's
Shiva.
Welcome.
Hey Shiva.
What up,
Yeah, Spurlock lied in Super Size Me. Somebody made a counter documentary called Fathead.
Oh.
So, at least if he didn't lie, his methodology was dodgy as fuck.
What's it called? Fathead?
Yeah. He
Fathead,
was apparently
okay.
like drinking booze throughout the shooting of Super Size Me, and he doesn't list everything that he ate while he was making that documentary. So I only found this out like about a month ago. Yeah.
Okay, so it's not what it portrays.
Well, yeah, he attempts to debunk
And he died, though, right? He
Spurlock's
died.
claims.
Well, everyone dies.
Well, how did he die? He didn't die as a result of anything he did with the
Well, let's
McDonald's,
look.
right?
I don't know that Morgan Spurlock died.
Complications
He died
of cancer. He was 53. Oh my God, we're the same age.
Cancer.
Yeah, that's all it says.
Okay. So it had nothing to do with the food.
Well, I don't know what kind
Well,
of
maybe
cancer, where it came
could
from.
that bring cancer? Yeah, I don't know if that brings cancer. But...
I mean,
I
does
remember
McDonald's
that.
give you cancer?
Yeah. I remember they said one time there was a guy, right? I don't know who it was, but he would eat only McDonald's, but he would only eat a certain amount. He would keep the calorie intake down.
That's him.
Oh, that's him? Okay.
But this other guy that he's talking about tried to get the food law to verify it, and they wouldn't turn it over. So he's suspicious.
Oh, all right. So it's the same person then. Okay, that's what I
Yeah.
thought.
Or was. Because he's the one that died.
And didn't they keep like a Big Mac for about 10 years and it was exactly the same because of all the preservatives in it?
He supposedly ate 5,000 calories a day of McDonald's.
How many
but I think
calories
only for a
should
certain
you eat?
duration.
What's your normal calorie intake? What's that? What should that be?
For 30 days. He only did it for a month.
Normal is like around 2,000, depending on your size.
So 5,000 is
not
double.
million.
So he's taking double the calories.
Yeah, they say normal over in Britain is 2,500 calories.
Oh, there you go, 2,500. Yeah.
Hey, Missy. Hope you're having a nice night.
But then it depends on your size because the NHS have launched a 900 calorie liquid diet.
2,000
We need
to
Amanda.
2,400.
We need Amanda
From the
Erickson
pub.
to come up. Yeah.
No, there's
So
the
that's-
answer right there. 2,000 to 2,400.
At work, we used to say, I'm going to have a 7-course lunch. which is 6 beers and a sandwich.
Course.
In the
Well,
martini.
yeah, well, okay. If you're a bigger
6
person,
beers and a sandwich. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
you're
the
bigger-
chef's diet too, but one back.
Exactly. If you're a bigger person and you're more active, then you can take more calories, and that makes sense.
Oh, yeah, Mike's 6'3", 240 pounds. So you probably need about 3,000.
Have you heard of Eddie Hall?
Vid who?
Eddie Hall.
No.
He was the world's strongest man at one time. You ought to check his diet.
All them guys do nothing but eat protein, and it's like there's like no ounce of fat on their bodies. It's amazing how they do that.
Yeah,
And a lot of it's diet. You know, you work out, but a lot of it's diet to look like that.
he was stronger than that guy who played. He played the Mountain in Game of Thrones.
Okay.
You know that guy?
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I know the guy.
I don't know his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he was stronger than him.
I remember Lou Ferrigno and all them guys.
Oh, yeah.
Hulk Hogan, he was a
Hulk Hogan.
bodybuilder.
I've seen
Schwarzenegger.
when I was a kid, I saw Andre the Giant wrestle.
Wow.
Came down to
Did you
Australia.
really? Schwarzenegger put him up, or Hulk Hogan put him up over his head.
No.
He bench
That was
pressed
he
him.
used to say because he body slammed him. That's all.
Yeah, he probably said.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't press him.
No.
That would be crazy. Andre the Giant grew, like his body grew too big, like his organs. That's his disease. The disease, like
Yeah.
it aged fast, right? Didn't it age fast and grew?
It made his bones brittle.
What was he?
Wow.
Mongoloid? Was it Mongoloid disease?
No,
Gigantism, no.
gigantism. He's one of his
gigantism.
one of his glands, a lymph gland, was producing these things that made him grow into who he was.
Gigantism. Wow.
But he had this natural
it's hard
strength
to
too. But that's
I
something
heard.
about seeing him. Wow.
I heard Vince McMahon recently got in some trouble. From
Yeah,
WWE. He was forced to stand down.
Yeah,
Vince McMahon, the guy that runs WWE.
yeah, that was to do with
Sexual assault.
yeah, and he liked a certain act.
What act?
I can't say.
Ross.
Like,
Was it Ross?
why can't you say it? What did he say, Chiva? What?
Yeah,
I was referencing a very cheesy 80s English band, pop band.
Wait, we say it again? I missed it.
Okay, yeah, Vince McMahon done a had a sexual act performed on him, and it's not the most pleasant of things, and it's quite disgusting.
They made a song about it?
Oh.
No,
no.
It was the 80s song.
I was just being random.
Yeah,
was
like
random.
he came out of
That's
nowhere with that, dude.
It was talking about a British 80s. It weren't even a boy band, were they? There were two brothers and one bloke who could barely sing.
Oh, Be Near. Yeah, I like them. Be Near Me.
When will I be famous?
How to Be a Zillionaire. Was that, who was it? Martin, what was his name? Martin Fry?
No, this is a group called Bros, and they sung. They had like several hits, and one of the biggest hits was "When Will I Be Famous," and it was in the late 80s.
Oh, no, I don't know that one. Hey, Amanda.
Hey, Amanda.
Here, there's an
Amanda.
Aussie, if we want an Aussie on the
Another
panel.
Aussie.
I already can't tell one person from another.
Yeah.
Turn the camera on.
Yeah, but that whole Vince McMahon thing, you want to look it up. It's quite disgusting.
Yeah, I
remember
heard he's
the
a
name.
pig, man. I heard he's done some other
He
things too.
passed a woman
Shady.
round the office, and that's the reason why you don't see Brock Lesnar on TV anymore.
Really?
Is Amanda Erickson and Aussie Amanda the same person? I didn't realize
No.
that.
She's from
Different
no.
Different
Oh my
people,
God.
Jeff.
Are there two Amandas that are Aussie?
Two
Very
separate Amandas.
Oh,
Very,
wow,
very
okay.
different. Hey, Taylor.
Hey,
Two
tell her.
completely different people. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Amanda,
they're both carbon-based bipedal life forms, so there's a certain degree of similarity between.
Amanda might be a quadruped. Shiva.
yeah, I don't know about that, Shiva, but that's okay.
Combat does it again.
Is that a common name in Australia?
Shiva's got to do the Freudian joke when Mike comes back.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not really that interested in triggering Muppets.
Well, maybe we could talk
You don't
about
get anything
Freud.
out of it like everyone
about
else
Freud?
does.
I mean, no, I don't.
I don't
Funnily
either,
enough,
really.
Freud's fascinating.
It's just. I mean, I suppose like there was a brief period when I did kind of enjoy annoying dickheads, but there's no point really. Yeah. There's
Now
nothing.
you're in verbal combat mode, right, Shiva?
No, that's
Verbal
just normal
combat
for us
mode.
Brits.
Have you
Yeah,
been
no.
winning, Shiva?
I won twice. I won 2 weeks in a row, and in the second weekend, as well as winning the verbal combat, I won this kind of one-on-one debate thing that he does called UVC, which I think is Ultimate Verbal Combat, maybe.
Yeah.
Who were you up against for that?
Wally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I see you on there, man. You're doing good with the verbal combat stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of I enjoy discussing ideas much more than I enjoy.
Uh-oh, you break it up.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're better.
Yeah, I enjoy discussing ideas much more than I enjoy discussing people.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I like both.
Yeah, I like both too.
But it's good to see you on, like, you're one of the people I root for when I see you on. An animated effigy, a few other people.
Well, we're both kind of vaguely left-leaning, aren't we?
Oh, I didn't know that. I knew animated was. I didn't know you were.
You're left?
Leaning.
I would probably describe myself as center-left.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Depending
Trump?
on. No, I like Trump, although not for the reason, not for any policy reason, just because he has wildly entertaining press conferences.
Yes, he does. I love it. You got to know how to handle the reporters, man. You got to know how to handle.
Yeah.
I mean, he was hilarious in some of them press conferences. Man. Now sit down. He would tell them to
Especially
sit down. No,
during
you're
COVID.
fake news. I don't talk to fake news.
The COVID ones were wild.
Oh, the COVID ones. I'll never forget them.
And they're still going around, aren't they?
Dude, those were some legendary press conferences, man.
With
That's a
Fauci and
fact.
that woman.
Oh, yeah, Deborah
I forget her
Birx.
name. Doctor.
Deborah Birx.
And-
She was a hoot.
Yep. Now the latest pandemic is monkeypox.
Oh, I've
Well,
been hearing about that. Yeah.
Monkeypox
Yeah.
was-
Especially with the gays.
Yeah. Hasn't that been around with the
Well, we
gays
all
for a
going to
while, though,
die.
Jeff?
Yeah, but I
Like
guess
years?
there's like an outbreak. It's increasing, or there's an
There's
outbreak.
two.
Worse? Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
there's two.
Crazy.
There's one that's not very deadly or dangerous that's been going around for years, but there's a new strain.
Is there a cure?
Um,
Is there a treatment for
There's a
it?
vaccine.
Don't know.
You have to.
Vaccine.
I have the I got something on my feed, and it's in 3 parts, I think.
Huh.
So it's
Oh, 2.
it's
Oh,
Yeah,
you
complicated.
probably
no,
have to get boosters, like the other
Yeah.
one, like the COVID one.
But there's been
That's
a
wild, man.
virulent one going around Africa.
So it's a blood. Is it a blood disease? Like, what is it? Like,
It's like
what
a-
is monkeypox?
Sores.
It's a
How do you
pop.
get it though?
Mm.
You can get it through blood or through sexual secretion, I
You
guess.
can get it through touching and stuff.
Oh, what about air? It's not airborne, is it?
No, I don't think it's
Inhale?
airborne.
You
I think
inhale it?
you
Okay.
can pass it on through touching or any like contact with somebody who's got it. But
So you don't
quote me
even
on
have to
that
have
one, I need
sex
to
with
find out.
someone. You could literally just touch somebody.
Touch, kissing, or sex.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
You get it from animals that
Crazy.
have it when hunting, skinning, or cooking them. Materials such as contaminated sheets, clothes, or needles. Pregnant persons who may pass the virus on to their unborn baby.
Oh yeah.
Jeez, man. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm glad I don't have that.
So yeah, close contact, including touching. So you don't even have
Yeah,
to do the
close
sex part.
contact. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like it doesn't even being not sexually active isn't enough for you
Face to
not to
face
get
talking
that.
or breathing, skin to
Wow.
skin touching, or
Wow.
sex, mouth to mouth kissing, oral
You can
sex,
literally
or
breathe
kissing
on
the skin,
somebody
and then
and catch
respiratory
it.
droplets from prolonged close contact. It
Yeah,
enters the
that's
body through
crazy.
broken skin, mucosal surfaces, or via the respiratory tract. People with multiple
End quote.
sexual partners are at higher risk.
So altogether, there's been 91 cases in UK, but those have been imported in.
Ah.
Which is not bad for a population of 68 million.
Well, if it does turn into a pandemic, at least we know the drill now. We know what to expect.
Hide in your rooms and don't come out.
Yeah.
I
Drink
don't want
vodka
any
for
more
2 years.
pandemics. I have
Yeah.
enough of pandemics. Seriously. I don't need more shutdowns.
Mr. B's got a point. You can get it from eating your own boogers.
Well, yeah,
Well, it
that's
didn't say
funny.
that, but that was from the WHO.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
just reading the chat. Yeah.
that is. I mean, yeah, that's mucus. So yeah,
Yeah.
you would get it from eating boogers.
Yeah. What about
Thank
head
God,
scabs? Could you get it from like picking a scab?
yeah, because
Head
it
and
has your DNA in it.
There's a clip for everything, Jeff.
The
Yeah,
animals are
I
getting
still want
offended
that
now.
to
He
the
said there's a clip for everything.
Uh,
I can't with you.
Well,
Oh,
it
man.
seems like it's kind of winding down. Y'all think we've
Yeah.
gone for
Yeah, are
a
you gonna go
while,
on
long enough?
tonight? Later? You
Probably
said, right?
so. I'm gonna go out and
I'll keep an eye out.
take care of some things and
yeah.
probably be on later.
So
I'm gonna jump down. Thanks for having me, Jeff. I
Yeah.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
yeah. I
Jeff.
always enjoy you, Tommy. Thanks for coming
Salute
out.
y'all, man. I'll
Yeah,
catch up
And
with
thanks
you
for
you, mate.
later.
showing us the
Look after yourself.
sweet car.
Yeah, man, that car's awesome.
Cheers.
All right, guys.
See you later,
Salute
Jeff.
to the
I
chat.
feel there, Wild.
Wildart, good to see you. Take
Cheers, man.
care.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone.
Wombat, you as well.
Yeah, I'll not go down. Take care, all. Nice seeing you again, Shiva. Thank you for having me
Yep.
up
See
there.
you guys
Jeff.
later.
Yeah, man. See you
Take
later.
care, Shiva. Come back up again, and we'll talk some more. I enjoy talking with you. All right, I guess that's it. I'm gonna go feed myself and do life stuff, and then hey Philip, and then if I'm not on tonight, what's tomorrow? Thursday? I should be on tomorrow, but I'll try to be on tonight. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, take care, everyone. Thanks again. Thanks for being cool and keeping the conversations. No, I don't even remember what you. That comment. No, it's. It just seemed. I have my own vibe going on too, and it seemed like it was. It was aligning just at the right time that the vibe of the conversation was. It's all subjective on my part. I'm not the best at reading anyway, but it's been 3 hours, so I get in for now. Thank you, Nova. You too. Enjoy the rest of yours, and see you again. Take care, everybody.